Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Nisa Cruz. Good morning, sis. Good morning, y'all. I'm gonna try these sunglasses today. Hopefully, I don't have what I had happen yesterday. I'll be right back. Good morning, everybody. I need some water. Good morning, everybody. Will they be trying to get me? Good morning, everybody that I missed. Good morning. Good morning, sis. Everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. I got these glasses on today. We gonna pray that we can make it through, and I'll still be able to see. You hear me? Good morning, Mr. Harden. You need to send your address for one of them candles. Yep, I only made 4 men's candles, so you need to send your address. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for those of you that prayed for me. It took about an hour or so, and then my head kind of stopped hurting. I just laid down and talked to the kids. I really just chilled for the rest of the day because that was crazy because I could not see. I could not see. I was like, okay, something. I don't know if it was too much coffee, not enough coffee. I don't know what was going on with it, but it was definitely different. Ooh. Hello. Y'all, we got about 12 or so out. Well, a little bit more than 12, maybe 15 hours. And I will have known you guys for 4 years. We just gonna start from the year we started today. 4 years is tomorrow. You said I was just thinking about you, Frizzle Sizzle. Good morning, Mari. Auntie didn't feel good yesterday. I got a real bad migraine, man. I couldn't even see to dang near get out of here yesterday. I had to go lay down. Man, listen, listen. It yesterday was real crazy. But I got a chance to talk to y'all. Nephew talked to me until I went to sleep. I said, son, I gotta go to bed. I have to. Yesterday was my grandson's birthday. He said, I called him. I said, hi, grandson. He said, hi. He said, it's my birthday. I said, I know. I said, and you are the bestest Kyron there's the bestest Kyron in the world. He said, yeah, I am. I said, the world has been better since you've been here. I said, you're so great. He said, I am. I am. His mama was too tickled. I said, yeah, you're the bestest Kyron that the world has ever seen, Granny son. Yes. And he looks so much like his mama. It's crazy. Man, being a grandma is like the best thing since finding Jesus. Yeah. It's even better than being a mother. I hate to tell y'all. He is so smart. And his locks is growing. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, who enjoyed reading some of Thomas yesterday? The Acts of Thomas. Don't y'all think that should have been in the Bible? Raise your hand if you think the Acts of Thomas should have been in the Bible, because I definitely think it should have. It definitely should have been in the Bible. Yeah. They was playing not giving us that, man. Nigga, if you don't give me my Bible scriptures, listen, that should have been in there. That should have. I think so. And when but if you think about it, excuse me, y'all. And I've been saying this since we've been doing this, that you understand they wouldn't be able to sell sci-fi movies if they put the rest of the Bible in the Bible. Y'all see it? Yeah. They wouldn't be able to sell us sci-fi movies, any of them, because as you read, you start to see that all the movies we didn't watch is the stories that they took out of the Bible. Like, bro, this is uh the movie, what is it called? I just watched it last night, Lord. What's the name? Black. I can't think of it. With the man that played Hannibal Lecter, and then the other dude where he's death, right? The man that I think it was, he married to Angelina Jolie. What is that movie called? I just looked at it last night. That's so crazy. Y'all know the movie I'm talking about. Anyway, that was the Abraham story. Cause remember, he was like, "I don't feel well. I need to go lay down." Y'all remember the movie where the dude was deaf and he was whispering with Brad Pitt? Yeah, I just watched it. Let Meet Joe Black. I couldn't. I was thinking something black, but I was like, that ain't it. Meet Joe Black. Y'all realize that that's Abraham. We talked about it. Remember, Abraham was like, "I don't feel good. I'm about to go lay down." Oh boy, did the same thing. If you go back and read the Testament of Abraham when he getting ready to go, Meet Joe Black is that same exact thing. The same thing happened. Everything. Remember? I mean, but in the movie, he had daughters and not sons. And that's the only difference. But everything else, because remember, I think even in the movie, he wanted to see the face of death and all of this stuff. And he was like, "I got many faces," and all of this. Because remember, that spirit was just roaming around taking bodies. Yep, which is crazy. That's a little different, ain't it? Ooh. Never know who you meeting. Y'all, if you think about it, in the movie they showed that the person had to be dead in order for death to take over their body. But death really don't, you don't have to be, maybe you have to be spiritually dead, right? Maybe if you're spiritually dead, then the spirit of death can inhabit your body, or the spirit of red rum, right? You said in Game of Thrones, Arya became deaf. She did, and she wasn't dead. And she took on all the she was the man of many faces. She sure was. Y'all, think about that. You said necrosis. Right, because think about this, right? That makes sense that in the Testament of Abraham, it says that he got many faces because he do just hop in and out of bodies. Because I could meet someone today and that person could be the person that takes my life, which would be the face of death for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, think about how many people met their spouse or a friend or somebody, and that person didn't think, "I'm meeting the face of death." But when they died, that was the last face they saw. So technically, they were meeting the face of death. You said Orochimaru? Who is that? Who is that? Is that anime nephew? You know, I don't know. Or a snake or a bear. But remember, he took on the face of a lion. He took on the what's the name of water? Remember? Remember, he became water. I think he came like all kinds of. He became a venomous snake. He became all of those different things. He showed him all of the nephew, because you know you. I don't know. Remember? It's kind of mind blowing when you think about it. And think about it. When God called him, he said, "Take those terrifying clothes off, them scary clothes that you got, because I don't want you to scare my friend." Remember? He said, "I don't want you to go to him in that. Put on the suit of a soldier. Change your appearance when you go meet Abraham, because he my friend. I don't want him to see the face of unaliving like everybody else had to." That make you think. God thought enough of Abraham to not even let him be scared when he died, y'all. Don't you want God to feel like that about you? I do. Don't send the scary one to come see me, Dad. Let me go in peace, please. You said yes, Abraham could not believe that he was dead because you said he had a gentle face when he came to Abraham. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. That you will meet somebody and you don't even realize that they are death for you. And it's so crazy. You said that you just reminded me of the Mayan calendar. We use animals to show what animal we are and what spiritual animal protects us. Interesting. You said, I pray that all the time. Just take me easy, Lord. That part. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not something nice to think about, but it's definitely something you have to think about. It changes your view of when people go and they go with a face of fear. My grandmother did. My mom's mom, when she passed away, she had the face of fear and it was frozen on her face. It was frozen on her face. You said, I think that's what he did for my mom. She went with a smile and we was all amazed. My grandmother went in fear. And I didn't see her face because, whatever, but my cousins and stuff told me she looked like she was gasping for air and her eyes was all open like, So, yeah, my mama's mama did. She sure did. I don't know how my grandma that just passed away went. I'm trying to tell y'all. My grandma went in fear, honey, or there's something. Your granny had a smile? Okay, mine did. Not that one. I don't know about my other one because I wasn't there when she passed. But I'm telling you right now, yeah, she did 1999. Your daughter had a face of peace? Okay. Yeah. Passing in your sleep is a blessing. Like the giants that were petrified. Like the giants that were petrified, Mari. Exactly. Yes. Yep. Oh, wee. It make you think. Shoot. He said, it makes me think about my grandma. She left with a peaceful smile and a few tears fell as she went. Right. Right. And it's something you have to think about. You don't want to think about it, but it is something that you do have to think about. And most people think, oh, I'm just going to go. Well, how you going is a thing too in real life. It is. It's kind of spooky to think about, but it's something we all have to think about, right? This smells so good. You said, mine went with a smile. My aunt said she was ready to go with God's smile right as she passed. That's why I want to get my stuff right before I leave here. My mother had a face of peace. She was scared. Listen, this ain't the only life you're going to live. You need to remember that. So your choices in this side, they do affect how you live for the long haul. So don't be crazy. Try not to anyway. Try not to hurt as many people as you can. Like, stay away from that because all of the pain that you inflict, it is going to be multiplied on the other side. And that's a real thing. So you don't want to do that. You want to cause the least amount of pain, the least amount of confusion, the least amount of trouble. All of those things, stay away because whatever you do on this side, it's going to be multiplied on the other side. And that's scary. You said besides the official expression of our loved ones when they pass, also be smelling the smell that they have before they leave. Black perfume smell, a stinky smell. Yep. You said worked in a hospital and had a patient die in front of me. She was laying telling me that she felt like her soul was leaving. And she was yelling saying, I'm dying. She said she saw the Grand Reaper. No way. Can I take a picture of that? Because people don't believe it. But it's a real thing. I'm trying to tell you. See, this why I love our class. Because we got people in all kinds of walks of life. And we get to learn so many things. My mama's best friend works hospice. I know you did cry. My mama's best friend works hospice and has for probably over 30, 40 years. And she used to tell us stories, and it used to be like that. Wait, it'll send chills all over your body. Them people, it's different. I used to be like, wait a minute, what? She said spirits be speaking through their bodies and stuff before they go, depending on because she took care of a lot of rich folks, And a lot of them was in the secret societies and stuff, like in Chicago and different places where she lived, mainly like Chicago and on the West Coast where she live right now. And literally, she would be talking about how these people would like start the chants and stuff that they would do in their ceremonies and stuff. She said some of them was incoherent sometimes, but then they'll like sit up or just start speaking, and she'll put her ear close, and she said the Holy Ghost will let her know that they were back in their ceremonies, doing these ceremonies in their mind, right? Because your body might not move, but your mind don't stop most times. So they would be chanting and doing different things, and she said she would have to go through and anoint the room and all kinds of stuff, and then they would be terrified and tormented before they left. I said, that's so crazy. She was asking me to pray for her earlier that morning. The other aide ignored her, but I prayed for her, and she was listening to gospel. Baby, listen, I don't know if you know this, but my godmother used to tell me, baby, sometimes God is going to send you to people before they transition, because you got to get them ready for transition. I said, Mom, you know I don't do people that's not alive now. You know, I don't be. She said, I know, baby, but sometimes God sends you to people before they transition. And I understand how much of a honor that is, that you get to be the last person to speak to a person and try to offer them Jesus on their last day. You said, I've been taking care of people for 13 years. You said, I take care of people, and some suffer before leaving here. Listen. You said, my daughter's friend works at a funeral home. He delivered caskets to a funeral home. He says he feels different when he come out of there. And sometimes he be acting like how that person acts. That's crazy. That is crazy. You said it really is a thing. I had a couple of my patients pass on me. One looked like she was at peace. The other one looked like something scared the life out of her as she took her last breath. You, girl, can I take a picture of that? Because y'all is proving all our Bible studies right? Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Y'all literally describing the vision of Paul in the other books that we read, but most recently, the vision of Paul. Do y'all realize, to y'all medical folks, do y'all realize y'all are proving exactly? Remember, it said when the soul get ready to go up, the evil spirits come and the angels come, and they warn over the soul. Now, I done been in people's hospital rooms when they getting ready to go. They ain't there yet, and they'll be talking, saying that people was coming to see them and asking them questions. Remember, I told y'all the man that I called like my grandfather, Mr. Bruce, that's what his name, rest his soul. He was telling us that somebody every day, several times a day, was coming. He was like, it's a man that come in here. He be asking me questions about my life and stuff, and he be writing stuff down. He said, but I can't never see his face. So we was thinking it was the toxins in his body, because we went to the front office and we asked, like, have anybody came to see him? And they was like, no, ain't nobody been here. It made me think about what we read yesterday, where Jesus just showed up in the room. The doors was locked, and Jesus just showed up and was talking to him. Well, how you get in here if you didn't open the door? That's the same thing that man was describing to us before he passed. He said it was a man that came to see him several times a day that would ask him questions about his life. He would write it down, and then he would leave. He was not even 2 weeks away from his death, and we didn't know. Yes, Mari. They be coming and asking questions. Now, talking to my son last night, it even makes this an even different thing, because we just read in the vision of Paul that the angels, it's 2 shifts of angels. Remember, when these angels go to worship God, the other angels come down and take their place. But each angel 2 times a day is recording what you do. Remember, it's like a morning shift and a night shift. Remember? You said, oh, you on my street. See, I see. You said, I see. I work hospice now and see all kinds of these things. Joy. I'm a CNA, and at night, one of my residents say it's a man that be in her room. It is! It is, it is, it is, it is, it is. It is. It is. Y'all, it is. It is. Because he used to tell us every day. He said he'd come and he'd ask me questions and he'll leave. Then he'll come and he'd ask me. And we was looking at him like, okay. No, because I hadn't read some of the stuff I read at that time. Yeah, it is. She said he was sitting next to her all night one night. Baby, listen, it is the truth. It's the truth. It is the truth. When I got burned and they had me on all that medicine, when my leg got burned and I was in the hospital, they had me in a burn unit. And mind you, I was 32, 31. I was 31. Do you know I woke up and for whatever reason, I just so happened to get a room by myself in the burn unit, y'all. I told y'all the story. I woke up and it was an evil spirit sitting, because it was 2 beds, but I was the only one in there. It was an evil spirit, boiling water. It was an evil spirit sitting on the other side of the bed, like across the room in the chair. And I woke up, y'all, and he was sitting there like this, watching me. Do y'all know I woke up? And you know, normally when a nurse is supposed to come in your room, they're supposed to turn the light on, right? The little, what's the name, lights, so you can see them. I woke up to a male nurse standing over me about to put something in my IV, y'all. I said, what are you doing? He was like, oh, I'm just in here checking. And he went to do something else, but he didn't know that like maybe 15 minutes before that, because they had me heavily sedated because my burn was real bad. I had woke up and started praying. Tears started coming out my eyes. I said, Jesus. When I saw the spirit over there, woke up and that nigga was on the side of my bed. Oh, yeah, he was going to jump in. You, Mr. Nurse? No, you don't. I'm up and I don't need no medicine. Baby, I clocked myself at the hospital the next day. Barely could walk. You hear me? Wrapped up. Could have lost my leg. I didn't care. I'm out of here, nigga. This the county. Niggas die in the county. I'm about to go. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I ain't tripping. Yeah, I showed y'all my burn. See on my leg. I almost lost my whole right leg. Quit playing. All the way up to the line right there. Did? You said yes, ma'am. They do. Oh, I know. My parents worked in the medical field since I was alive. I know the stuff that happened. That's why I do not go. You better bring my oil up here. I ain't playing. These folks got God complexes. I don't play with that. They be trying to kick me out, and I don't be causing a problem, but I be letting them know, you ain't about, listen, I read he came to set the captives free. I know you niggas is witches and warlocks. Y'all not about to get in here and be putting no spells on me, niggas, so you can get my organs and tissue and everything. No. People don't believe that, but that's true. Most of the witches and warlocks work in medical care. What is you talking about? That's the easiest way to get teeth, blood, urine, organs, bone, tissue. What you need, spells. Oh, okay. All they symbols is all over the hospital. Y'all better quit playing. The witch doctors. Hello. You said that's how they did your son? I'm trying to tell you. You said reminds you of the nurse on Evil. Exactly. Y'all don't watch Killer Nurses. I can tell. Y'all don't watch enough crime shows. Listen. I always ask people information about who they tell me they be seeing whole time. I pray for them before I get next to them. Heck yeah. Organs needed. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all be playing. Y'all don't want to know. I need to know what's going on around here. You about to get me. Hair too. Right. All of it. Anything from you they need. Watching Nurse Nancy, she used to sign dead people papers to get their organs. See? So that cross with the snake around it on the ambulance is a symbol, of course. Now, they try to say that it's the symbol of the staff that Moses had when he held it up and over the snakes. And was it Moses or Abraham? Whichever one had the golden snake. I can't think right now. But that's what they try to say it is. But no. If you go to the hospital, the PDFs sign is all over your children's ward. Did you know? The PDF sign is all over. Next time you go to a children's hospital, look at it. Normally, it's right on the door right before they bring you back. The triage, it's in a triage somewhere, I guarantee you. It sure is. Big and pretty. And y'all just be like, oh, that's pretty. Yeah, the PDFs is letting you know they here. And they got the ones for the boys, the ones for the girls, and the ones for like the both. And then they got the main symbol. Sure do. It's all over your hospital. You said, I was like, nah, why they keep asking me to do that? Listen, you said in my chart they kept sending me messages and me getting DNA tests. Because they be trying to figure out if you connected to the old folks. And they make sure they keep asking you if you a donor. And that's what my mama told me, don't put that on my license. And I don't. The symbol y'all was talking about last time, it's everywhere, Mari. It be on doctor's offices and everything, but because people don't learn signs and symbols, they just think it's a cute design because it's pink, purple, and blue or yellow or something, and don't even know that they're telling you they like what's yours. I'm trying to tell you, it's a real thing. You said I started praying with the lady when I worked at the hospital against witches, evil. Wild lady with the evil smile sit next to a witch. Listen, you got to tell me. Listen, I watch science majors. Anybody that got anything to do with some type of science as far as so who you believe in? Hello? Botanists? All of these people, y'all be playing. Once you learn, okay, remember we went through the list of Mancy's and the different types of magic. Y'all think I just had y'all do that for no reason? No, because you should go and find out what careers came out of that, and then you'll know who you're dealing with most time. Not everybody. We're going to say about 75% of them. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it. Think about what a chemist does. Most chemists make medicine. What's got people out here looking like zombies? Medicine. What's got people leaving their families? The medicine. Who does that? The chemist. Witches are chemists. Alchemy. You said it is interesting that the walkie-talkies control produce and regulates the most powerful ones. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Molecular science is here, and I believe in the Lord Jesus. Okay. Look, and now we got a doctor in here, molecular scientist. I did not know. Okay, well, you gonna be the one out of the one. You are one out of the 99, simply. We got us a molecular science. Okay, but thank you. Am I lying, though? You tell them. You believe in the Lord, but the other ones, they be having God complex. You know it, because they do them tests and they run them studies, and they know what's going to go on. They just going to see how many people it's going to affect. I know you can't talk against your thing, but we got to tell the truth. It's a real thing. You said, yeah, they weird in here. Oh, okay. I told y'all we got a molecular scientist over here too. Whoa, this is the best school ever. Oh, I also work in healthcare and believe in God. No. My parents worked in healthcare and believe in God. I'm not saying that everybody in healthcare does not believe in God. No, that's not what I'm saying. The reason I know the stuff I know is because my parents is in the medical field. My mom's been filled with the Holy Ghost since she was 17 and she's 69 or 8. I get it. But a lot of the people that are the head of your hospitals and the head of your departments and things like that, you don't know them for real. That's why the hospital had a feel to it. Y'all know the feel I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. The hair stands up on your body when you go certain places. Oh, I know. I'm trying to tell you. My mama has been in the medical field my whole life. You don't gotta tell me. It's crazy people that work in the hospital. Not all of them, but about 75% of them, they crazy. Mm-hmm. They crazy. You said I almost failed my last class in college because I went against my teacher because I believed in God, and he told me I'm going to scare my children with that. I listen. I'm trying to tell you. He said, and in order to do for it to be dispensed, you must have all the signatures and numbers and symbols in order for people to get them legally. Exactly. Doctors have the worst God complex. I'm trying to tell you. Not our doctor, but the other ones. You said I saw something that blow me away. You said I listen to how they talk and I just stay quiet and mind my business. I know we ain't trying to get you in trouble, so we got you. You said my place was Catholic, and my grateful for what I've seen makes you pray harder. It sure do. Depending on where you work, some facilities don't want you to pray or mention any type of religion. If you have never read He Came to Set the Captives Free, you need to go buy that book and read it now. Where is it? Is you over there? No, I done took it down and put it somewhere. Y'all need to go. Hey, this right here. Shall we? This ain't where we was going, but since we here, shall we? Can we read a little bit out of here? What's up with hospitals constantly taking blood work, tubes of blood work? You seen the movie Blade? You seen it. You know exactly what's going on. If you've ever watched Blade or Underworld, you know exactly what's going on. And if you've ever watched The Omen, you'll understand why the blood tests are here. Anybody know anything about Damien? Remember they took him and tested his blood once they saw the birthmarks? That's why they looking all over your kids for the symbols. Huh? Right. They do genetic testing as soon as your baby come, huh? Wonder why. Because what y'all don't know is they really do be doing incantations over your children. They need souls. And they need a place to put their spirits. This book right here will tell you what it is I'm trying to tell you. Let's talk about it. Shall we? We just gonna read. Oh girl, it's two women that this story is about. So let's do this. Some of y'all know, but we just gonna talk about it. The lady's name in here is Elaine. Good morning, everybody. This is not where we was going, but maybe this is where we supposed to go today. Y'all want some? You said my favorite book. He came to set the captives free. Okay, it is. All right. So listen to this now. My mother and father's marriage was a very shaky one. My father was a drunkard who believed that he was God's gift to women. He mistreated my mother very badly. When I was born, he stood at the foot of her bed and told her that he wished I was dead over and over until she finally threw a vase at him. Now, rejection was already in the room when this baby was born. We just talked about the spirits sitting on the sides of the beds. Because the same spirits that's there at your death are there at your birth. Hello. They need a body. They need a vessel, a vaso, a cup, a glass, a container to be withheld in so that they can do what they want to do. Hello. Hello. You hear me? So rejection was in the room when this baby was born. Abuse, the spirit of abuse was in the room when this baby was born. You said I worked in that field. Can't tell you how many times I had to pray for and with folks, patients, and staff. Okay, here we go. My birth was like any other birth, like hundreds born on the same day all around the world, except that I was born deformed. I had no nose, no upper lip, no roof in my mouth. This is what is called a severe hair lip with a cleft palate. My mother wanted to see me right away as soon as I was born, and to her, I was a beautiful baby. Even with the deformities, her first question was, can she be fixed? She was in absolute poverty. She had no money and no way of making any. In those days, the welfare programs were not available as they are today, But my mother was not the type to give up just because she was poor. It so happened that in the same hospital, there was a nurse called Helen. She assisted at my birth. Helen knew my mother's circumstances and also of my father's attitude of hatred. So hatred, abuse, and rejection was all in the room. Look at that. Helen wasn't just an ordinary nurse. She was also a powerful witch and a member of what has become one of the most powerful but little known cults in our country today. This cult calls themselves the Brotherhood and is a Satan worshiping cult. Helen was, at that time, what is known within the cult as a contact person. Her contact with my mother was to affect the rest of my entire life, as well as the life of Rebecca. The day following my birth, Helen approached my mother, because they had to do their test, with a proposition. If my mother would give Helen permission, here we go, to take a very small amount of my blood. What you just said in here, why they always taking so much blood? And you got to sign for it most times. Can you sign right here? This is just a waiver for the testing that we're going to do for the baby. We needed to check and make sure that everything's going to be right for surgery. Here, we need you to sign right here. We don't be reading that. The term marked at birth is so true. Yes. Hello. We just sign it because we want our baby to be fixed, our kid to be okay, our situation to change. We do not read all that fine print. We don't know what all they're going to do with it. Hello? Okay. Uh, Helen, if my mother would give Helen permission to take a very small amount of my blood, she and her friends would provide a way to get the finances and help she needed to obtain the best surgical and medical care for me that was available. My mother could not understand just why Helen would do all this in return for seemingly so small a thing. She could never seem to grasp the meaning of what Helen explained to her. But as there seemed to be no other source of the desperately needed help, and as Helen repeatedly reassured her that she would not harm me, my mother finally agreed to the proposition. Helen was an attractive young lady who seemed genuinely concerned and sincere in her desire to help both me and my mother. What Helen did not explain to my mother was that my blood was for her a very important sale. The small container of blood taken from me was given to another woman called Grace. Grace was also in the Satanist cult. She was known, she was what is known as a high priest. The selling of my blood was to give Grace more power, more activity, and a higher position within the occult. Helen, too, obtained more power through this transaction. The blood was taken by Helen and given to Grace. Grace then drank my blood during a ceremony which gave both Grace and Satan possession of me and opened me up as a home for many demons from that moment on. A newborn, 1 day old, Grace, at Satan's direction, sent many specific spirits into me which would mold and shape my life and personality and future. What you think? He said now the signatures are electronic, even easier to bypass. Does that make you think about? They run all the tests in the first 24 hours. They be trying to give your baby all the stuff in the first 24 hours. What you think? He said, made me wish I never let them touch my children. Listen. He said, yes, that's how I got introduced to that movie because a student told me that I was not wrong for defending God. Thank you, everyone. I worked in that field. Can't tell you how many times. Okay, I'm sorry. The guy on the confessional said Satan would visit him as a kid on the playground. He had permission to him. He sure did. And the placentas, yeah. Because that's your DNA and your baby's DNA. And your husband's man, whatever DNA. It's 3 people's DNA mixed in one. He said I should have asked more questions and denied them access to my children. Oh yeah, I didn't play that. I was only 16 and boy, they used to be sick of me. I was 16 when I had my son, but both my parents in the medical field. I told you this. Well, they used to make me read medical books, and I was young, very, very young, and I would read about all the sickness and all of that kind of stuff. I'm talking about under 11. I'm reading medical journals and stuff, so I knew that there was a lot of stuff with placebos, and they be just trying to see if it's your will that's gonna make you well, or is it really the medicine? Oh yeah, we said blood ties, generational ties, and family debt. Listen. Yeah. Crazy, right? He said, yep, you do a lot of testing on my son when he was in ICU, when he was a preemie. All my kids was born early. And I'm trying to tell you, I know. It's crazy, right? So, that book is by Rebecca Brown. If you want to read it, it's called He Said the Captive is Free. It's a whole series of books. And honestly, they open your eyes to the spiritual welfare that we be closed to, our eyes are closed to. Because we're taught to trust medical professionals always and just believe what they say. Not thinking that if these people don't believe in God or then they don't have a moral compass. Which goes with the test of Solomon, where the specific demons and spirits are assigned to married couples, pregnant women, newborn babies, which ultimately empowers them and their hosts that they occupy. Exactly. So, so think about this, right? There were people that were telling us that these kind of books like this are not good for salvation. Do you think that they are? Because there's people wondering why certain things won't fall off of them, but because pastors are not going to talk about, they say spiritual warfare, but they don't teach people how to wage it, or even to go looking for whatever might have control over them. You see what I'm saying? People have. That's what generational curses. Well, where did it start? Since we just gonna keep on hollering generational curses, did anybody go find out where it started at? Do you even understand? Like, okay, now I'm gonna tell y'all what's real crazy. Who watched? I think Queen and some of y'all was telling me to watch the Mayfair Witches. I finally watched it. I finally did. A heart surgeon I work with said he was the best, not God, in the hospital, so don't play around with him. Oh, he said he was the best, not God, so don't give thanks to God for his work. Like God didn't give him his hands and can't stop his heart while he was operating on something. Folks, it's crazy. There are 7 doors to close. One of them is a generational curse. Interesting. Okay, so did y'all see that the same spirit was hunting all the women? And did y'all understand that he would hop into a man and then take that man's face? I feel like that's Asmodeus. And in the spirit, he made love to the great grandma, the daughter, the niece, the cousin. The spirit was running through the family, making them all fall in love with the same spirit. Hello. I believe he was fathering them children. He would get into that, a male succubus basically, but I believe that that was Asmodeus. You said, would that demon be faced? We see the spirit behind the person. You said, would that demon face? We see be the spirit behind the person. Pretty much, I'm guessing. But think about it. Because in the Mayfair Witches, the first mother called on the first woman when they was getting ready to burn her at the stake. She called on the demon. He killed everybody. Boom. She offered her lineage to him. All of her daughters for however long until they got to the one that was going to give him a physical body. He would come to all of them when they was children. Because remember, the dude asked her, when's the first time he showed up? She said, I think I was 6. And remember, I told y'all, since I can remember, good morning, pumpkin, since I can remember, the black man in the hat and the trench coat been showing up outside my window. And my grandmother on my mother's side definitely was doing witchcraft. Hello. Her and her sister. She was from the South, so they went and they go get some herbs and do some stuff and all that old weird whatever they was doing back then. Yes. And most of her sisters played around too. And my grandmother's sister, the richest one of them all, she was an actual nurse in the hospital and grew up to be other stuff. So yeah, I be trying to tell y'all, I don't study this stuff because I just want to know. I be trying to figure it out. I told y'all that my mama's auntie was a witch, a real, and then my grandma, she used to be. They did that. Don't sweep over my feet, spit on it, all that old stuff. That is all witchcraft. Like pour salt outside your door because if you don't, once the person leave. And my aunties, I told y'all, they did hair, baby. They gonna put that hair on top of that gas stove and burn it. Or take their lighter and burn it in the ashtray. They all did hair. They burned anybody here that came, and you bet not try to comb their hair. My aunties they did not. If it wasn't one of their sisters, they didn't let nobody play in their hair. You said, yep, always outside doors and windows. Never figured out why. Yeah, it's a real thing. My grandmother on my dad's side, but I never thought about it till now. Yeah. Girl, that's why I do not let nobody play. It was only one lady, really, like after I got grown, that I let do my hair. She was my beauty instructor, and I know she believed in God. I do not let people do my hair. No. Nope. Superstition. Yep. At my grandfather's funeral, it was a man with that was over 6 feet tall with a top hat. Baby, listen, that man. Listen, ever since I can remember, he used to be. But he didn't used to just be outside my window. I told y'all, way before movies used to make the people spaz out, and then they would be there, and they would spaz out, and they would be there. He was doing that. And then he'd be on the side of my bed, and I told y'all I was gonna pee on myself every single time because he would be standing there, and I would wake up in the morning with 3 scratches on my back, 3 scratches on my arm. My mama used to whip me, so I started biting off all my nails to show her I am not scratching myself. When I was a little kid, I didn't have no nails because I bite them all off because I used to get whippings. I used to wake up with 3 scratches under my arm. They'd be, man, and it was always 3 scratches, always, always. You said, yes, that's true. The only time I use sawdust sawdust for frogs, they hate it, right? You said my grandmother would burn her hair. I just thought it was superstition. No, they didn't want no. Okay. You said some of the gifts we have are because of witchcraft. They've been in our family. Some of the recognition, seeing things. Interesting. You said, yeah, no, because okay. I want to tell you what we saw. You don't want your hair to get outside because of the birds, because we just be using birds. So if you throw your hair outside and a bird catches it, but you don't know that that bird is a familiar spirit, then that witch can get your hair. Because birds pick up hair to make nests. It be all kind of stuff wove in there. Yeah. Mm-mm. You said, yep, that's why I know. You said, wow, that's my mom used to say, yeah. Yeah. You said, wow, I'm just remembering my mom would burn my hair. Yeah, that's why they did it. If somebody came in the house, because all they need is one, nail clippings too. Yep. My mother wouldn't let nobody touch her hair after she combed her hair. Took the comb out and she would keep it right. Yeah, birds, spiders, familiar. Yeah, they collect. Yeah, exactly. In real life. Yeah, that's why they did that. All they need is a couple of strands. They don't even need that much. You said, see, that's why we need this family. Listen, my mom still get mad if we don't burn her hair. Yeah, that's why they do it. Because, okay, we've been taught that magic is make believe. It's not. It's very real. He said, this is crazy because I was taught this as a kid and was told it causes headaches. If that's what they want you to have. Coming here, I realized what my maternal line was into. Big South Carolina. Yeah, I got peoples over there. All up and through there. Down south, all up and through the coast. I'm trying to tell you. You said that reminds me of the movie I watched on Amazon Prime called Alien Code. Have a top hat people and they spaz out like, you talking about? Yeah, in real life. Someone asked me why I flush my hair and not burn it. I now understand. Man, listen. That's why I do not let people. You ain't playing in my hair. Mm-mm. I do not let people touch my hair. I had a classmate make voodoo dolls for everybody in class. She collected hair and stuff from all of us. Oh, hell no. Oh, y'all was crazy. Y'all gave it to her. Was it for a project? I showed y'all all my locks. Is in them. I got them all. I got all the ones that I remember pulling off. I showed y'all my ball. And I got locks. I don't even comb my hair. These is most of my ends that then came off. They right here. I'm not playing with nobody. And some of them ain't even ends. One of my real nice long locks snapped, and I didn't even try to put it in. I bet you I got it. Who? The little ones, the long ones, the big ones, the who? And do. And do. I don't know what you gonna do. I do not let. No, I got it. They all right. I don't play that. Mm-mm. And I'm not thinking that the devil got more power, but I quit letting people do my hair once and this is with my aunties. I started realizing whenever a certain auntie did my hair, she'd lay it out, but headache or my mood be different, all of this quick stuff. So then when I did go to a few people before, like when I was in beauty school, you gotta get people to let you do their hair or whatever. And baby, my mood would be off. I don't want you behind me doing all that negative talking and all of that. So if your spirit ain't right, I don't want you touching my hair. And then as a hairstylist, if you came over to my house mad already and stuff, I'm not gonna do your hair. Nope, because I am literally touching your nerve endings and stuff. You see what I'm saying? And energy passes. Baby, I don't want that. I don't want that in my chair. And I used to tell, oh, you mad, girl? We can reschedule. You get your life together. Because that energy is, I got to be touching on your head and doing, Mm-mm. You said, right, I only allow certain people. Yeah, I don't play that. You couldn't sit in my chair irritated talking about, oh, girl, and calm down. We about to calm down. And if you can't, because my hairstyle ain't going to come out right because your energy is off. I don't want that. You said this makes me look back on some of the other things my grandmother taught her daughters to do, especially when the men was acting up. She would tell them to make them a good meal. Mm-hmm. Yep. Shoot, I didn't cancel my last hair appointment because I was having such a terrible morning. I didn't even want to bring that on someone. Thank you. Thank you. Because you don't realize as a hairstylist, you take in a lot of energy. And hair has power. I don't even want that near my fingertips. Baby, I will cancel somebody's stuff real quick. My grandma said a lady touched her hair and it stopped being curly. Yeah, they can do all that kind of stuff. And can. That's why folks would just be running to people. Man, this is the reason I only let Nick do my hair. I'm trying to tell you. Come on, nephew. Your locks. The best thing you better do. I knew what you meant. Listen, I don't play, nephew. Mm-mm. Nope. After I went to beauty school and watched how many of them heifers was evil too, I don't know. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. I told my baby daddy, this don't make me mad, then ask me to cook. Uh-oh. I don't want no parts of it. Listen, you don't understand that there are women that teach their sons witchcraft. I know this to be a fact. Ooh. And they teach their children what they know. Look at the Haitian dudes and stuff online talking about, yeah, cheat on me if you want to. My mama taught me something. My grandma taught me something. I know what to do. Oh, okay. So just like folks be like, beware of the witches, beware of the warlocks. Hello. Because understand that it be rituals happening right in your face and you don't even know it because you don't understand. You said, girl said I was funny with my daughter when, you said, with no one touching her hair. I didn't let people do my kids' hair. And my daughters don't let nobody do their girls' hair or their son. My mother was born in Mississippi. My mother did not trust nobody. We couldn't put hats on the bed. No walking under ladders. None of that. Yep. 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 Honey, I told you, my grandma knew from the South. And that's how I know when people used to be like, oh my God, you're paranoid. I said, that's because you don't know. I was young too. I was young. But I know, You can't just play in my hair. You can't, give me that. Come on with that. Nah. And it ain't that I think that the devil has more power, but I understand that he does. He does not have more power than God, but he do got power. And you ignoring it ain't gonna stop. I mean, especially if you ain't got no covering over your spirit. Folks do not believe that listen, spirits can be, that's what an incantation is. They can be chanting over your head. No. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. You said I learned in 2012. let one do my hair. It all, you said it fell out. Come to find out, she was not right spiritually and mad with her husband. Or she was under the bed. Never understood that. So happy for this. Listen, y'all think that the spiritual realm. It's not y'all. I know y'all know. A lot of people don't believe that the spiritual realm is real, and that it does affect our life. I don't know why. And the Bible is always talking about it, but they ignore that part of it, or to say, oh, I don't got to worry about that. Well, then don't be telling me you in spiritual warfare. Because how can you wage spiritual warfare and you don't even want to hear about it? You're scared to talk about demons. You're scared to talk about the principalities of darkness. You don't even know what they symbols look like, what they signs look like. So they could be drawing it on your car and you talking about whatever. You don't even know. Like, mm-hmm. That's why I said the devil don't be worried about a lot of people. They think that he's scared of them, but he ain't, because they know that they don't even understand. They have no idea of the spiritual realm and how it works and what it does. They don't know. You said I've never been to a salon since you said, and only do my hair on my own. Only do your own. You said if you picked up some bad energy on shoes, you just walk it through your house under your bed for nightmares. Listen, I take my shoes off at the door. I don't know. I've always done that. You couldn't wear no shoes in my mama's house. You take your shoes off at the door and go put them in a closet. He said, I tried to avoid cutting my hair because majority of the time, if they cut it, it will stop growing. Listen, we ain't scared of the devil, but we ain't unaware of his devices. Anything small from a piece of hair to your toenails. Yep. Yep. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, honey. And that's the sad part about it. That's why the devil he do not be worried about these fake Christians, because he know they ain't, when, if the Bible says that we fight not against flesh and blood, you fight not against flesh and blood. What is fighting? You at war. So how you don't gotta worry about no demons, and how you don't gotta understand? So then you're not a soldier in the Lord's army then. What you doing, a cheerleader? Huh? You a cheerleader? Because if you are fighting, you have to understand who your opponent is, how they move, how they work. So what, you a cheerleader? That's the only thing I can think of. Because if you out here on the field, on the battlefield, you would need to know war strategy. That doesn't make any sense. You're not gonna do nothing. They're not worried about you. They're not, and them things, listen. All right, you a cheerleader. Go Jesus, go! Go Jesus, go! Go Jesus, go! And the demon what you call it, announcer is like, yeah, run into the cheerleader. Go Jesus! You know what? Stop it. Yeah, next play. Run off the sideline. Go run right on into the cheerleader. Knock her down. What? They are not worried about you. Yeah. Yeah. All of that. You said, listen. They know you don't know nothing about no spiritual warfare. You don't even want to talk about a demon. Tell me a demon name that ain't in the Bible. Oh, okay. Never mind. Wait a minute. Did I make me some coffee? Sorry, y'all. Nope, I didn't. That's not what I'm going to do. Give me a second. As much as I like that cold brew, baby, I got to stay away from it. It's real milk in there, baby. That my stomach was so tore up yesterday. I said, yeah, I won't be doing none of that. Listen, it's crazy. You said I've been watching War Room while class was going. I did what that woman did toward the devil from her home. That part. But before I did it, I asked the Lord for his armor. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. You said, this is so scary if you think about it. We must be prayed up daily. Yeah. You have to know the wiles of the enemy. And people, listen. Okay. How many of y'all, when I started showing y'all like the demon dictionaries and a lot of that stuff, and we was reading some of that stuff, y'all felt kind of iffy about me at first? Be honest. Or when I was showing y'all that a lot of the medicine and the demon names and how that all works out, a lot of people was telling me, y'all remember people was coming here calling me a witch, and I'm like, I'm trying to tell you how the devil been fighting you, and you calling me a witch? Are you weird? Are you serious? You wouldn't know witchcraft or what it looked like if it looked you in the face. Crazy. But don't be mad at me because I know the demon names and I know who I'm fighting against. It was eye-opening to me. Come on. It's a lot of folks that they said, she over there reading about books about demons. Well, they are my enemies. You would need to know them. You go into a church named after a demon, don't even know it. Going into church, seeing all these symbols in the windows, you don't even know they're demonic signs. Like, are you okay? You said, I just want to thank you, Mama, CERCA, and family for the prayers yesterday. God showed up for me, and I had the most sales. Come on! Yesterday than I did any other day in the month. I finished the month strong. And did? I told you. See? And you spoke it over yourself. Congratulations. A lady from Louisiana told me to follow you. I was so, really? It made me more excited to learn. See, Pumpkin, that's why you got to speak what you want to see. No more of that crazy stuff. It opened my eyes and answered a lot of questions for me. I'm glad to know who they are and what they do. Right. How you going to... People be talking about, yeah, you was talking about you was already whatever. God already knew. That's because the devil had you frustrated. They focused. He knew you was about to have a blessing coming. I didn't know it existed, but I was intrigued to learn because I know it was the real things that happened to me as a child that were unexplainable until I came here. Come on, know your enemy. Come on. Come on, sis. That's why I be saying, like, listen, I want God to be able to show me so I can understand. Now, we not God, so we don't know anything. I mean, we don't not know anything. We don't know everything. But that don't mean he can't tell us. That don't mean that we can't know. That don't mean, think about it. He's constantly telling us to know who your enemy is. Try the spirit by the spirit. Make sure it's me. All of these things. Why would he say that if that wasn't important? Huh? Why would he say those things if that wasn't important? That you need to know who it is that you laboring among. Because it could be, okay, if he said, if you never know when you entertain an angel, that could be an evil angel or a good angel. You got to know who. And he said, these folks is walking around. We know they can put on human flesh. Yes, spiritual warfare is so real. And if we fight blindly, we lose in ignorance every time. Hey, you hear me? So that's why I say, listen, you said, and we learn here by looking for ourselves. Come on. You said, right, I believed you as soon as you told us. And also you told us not to buy certain books. Listen, I be trying to tell people, I'm grown. Well, do what you want to do. But don't come back over here asking me how to help you because I don't know. You didn't listen to the warning. People's like, well, who are you? Remember when I wouldn't show the other Bible and I was like, y'all got a whole bunch that we need to get to before we get in here. But I do want to read to you about how God made Adam. Y'all remember that? But we didn't go back through the rest of it. It was people that used to be real mad that I wouldn't show different books in here. I don't care because God ain't about to get me because you silly. You don't have the understanding. I'm not trying to say what somebody understand and what don't, but let's get these basics down first. Let's go through this book so you can kind of see, because you have been got yourself in something that you don't need to be in, and I can't help you. I won't be able to do nothing. So, you hear me? You said, I believe, and you knew, I knew you was right as soon as you said, listen, you said, is it Ethiopia? Of course. That's the oldest canon, Pumpkin. The Ethiopian Bible is the oldest canon. You said, I learned Muhammad, the prophet in Islam, had an angel encounter. It drove him to want to unalive himself, a bad angel. Listen, it's a real thing. You said I was posting these stuff on my Facebook for years, so I was happy to stumble across you. Interesting. Moni, it be seeming like everything we be talking about, you being just did it. That's crazy. It's real interesting. Very interesting. You said, yeah, I was just talking about the hair thing. I'm taking down some kinky twists, and tell me why this girl cut a whole 6 inches off my kinky twist of my real hair, girl. I'm so mad I cut my hair. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'm mad about it. I shouldn't have did that. I think about that. Certain books I just let you teach me through because I wouldn't know what to do with it anyways. This was all I be trying to tell people. You said, so do you have a reliable source for the Ethiopian by chance, or any other people in the comments? A reliable source? They got several different ones, y'all. It's 2 Ethiopian Bibles up here. They got different languages, but they have the most canon. Just get the one with the most books. Find you an Ethiopian and have them go to an Ethiopian Orthodox church. It's one in Eric City. Is it I think the Tao something? They got Ethiopian Orthodox churches everywhere. Go to the church and ask the pastor for a Bible or where you will get it. I just bought mine a couple of weeks ago. Right. It's Ethiopian Orthodox churches everywhere. You said, I have one with 157 books inside. Okay, well, go on then. 157? Goodness gracious. So there you go, see? They got Ethiopian churches right around you somewhere, I'm sure. If not in the next city over, go get one. I love our class. Y'all know that? You said, I do. I should have learned 11 years ago when she did the same thing, taking down and sewing. Girl. I had to ask God for protection, of course, but the books you have was an eye-opener. You said, I invested in a magnifying glass. The glass. Girl, you know I got me that pack. And I got a little bitty one for the book, so I can take it along. Yeah, it got a little light on it. Who ain't, look. And I got the bookmark, that's the magnifying glass too, because a nigga, I don't even know if it's charged. Y'all know I think it's starting to go out on me because it won't stay charged long, but it will still do the job. We learn so much every day. It's not one day. You need that, girl. It worked too. I'm trying to tell you. Look here. Right? Because these words be little now. They didn't used to be little, but now, baby, I be squanching. So, we're going back. How many of you kept reading in the Acts of Thomas yesterday? Or did y'all just chill out and go do something else? You said, I might as well order me a few after attempting to drive. I said, no, listen, I be squanching, honey. Yeah. Nigga, put the glasses on, take them off. I know you did. You couldn't help it, could you? You just couldn't help it. No, I'm playing. I'm happy y'all did. I figured some of y'all would. Oh, okay. I ain't tripping. I know that. I got the best class in the world. One thing y'all gonna do, if we get a new book, y'all gonna read it. If we go find another lost book, y'all gonna read it. It was good, wasn't it? You said, I love us. I love our classes. I learned so much here over the years. You welcome, Pumpkin. Me too. You said, I just finished that chapter. Okay. All right. I know some of y'all was going. You said, yes. What you said, you ain't about to not, where? Y'all was in the Act of Thomas. You said y'all was in the Act of Thomas yesterday. Dang, gonna have to go back after this one. Oh, it's okay. Don't do me like that. You said I couldn't help it, but my lips are sealed. Thank you. You knew where I was going with that? Because we was going to go on to this new stuff, the rest of it. I knew some of y'all was going to read it. I know my class. We've been here about 4 years, honey. I know my class. I already know. Y'all are not going to not know about a new book and not go read it. That's one thing I know about y'all. You said, yes, ma'am, I did. I did. You said, and I did. I know. You said, I'm going to go back. I need to load my printer so I can print it and read it. Listen, I got to watch the rewatch yesterday's class. It was good. We gonna finish. So if you did go ahead and read the Acts of Thomas, please do not tell the story. Let me do what I'm going to do over here so we can get through it. Okay? Just keep it in your heart. Keep it in your heart. Hide it in your heart what you got, okay? Because it's real good. Facts. I can count on y'all for my next book find. Listen, girl. Sacred Texas Gym. You're welcome. So this is the thing, right? Whew. You gonna let me teach, Auntie? Okay, thank you. I appreciate y'all for letting me teach. But see, listen, you gotta know that makes me very excited, right? How many times do teachers be disappointed because they put you said I won't laugh a lot. I'm off work and listen and will not say a thing. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. They put a lesson plan together and the students never do the work. Teachers, you put a lesson plan together. I knew you was gonna raise your hand. And it's gonna be good and they can get it and it's whatever it is, and then nobody did the homework and you be like, I did all of that lesson planning for nothing. Because I gotta go back to the last lesson because they didn't do that one either. So when I have y'all come in and say, oh yeah, I did my homework, I read it, it was good, it was this, it was that, I did my exercise and I shared it with somebody else, that made me know that my lesson plans is still working out. Not always, but you said they gonna see it again next week. I'm trying to tell you, so you won't get, you cannot pass go, and you won't be collecting $200. You gonna get this. Happy Wednesday. You said y'all know they closing more Barnes and Noble stores. Books should be on sale, girl. Listen, they getting rid of the books. They getting rid of the books. Huh? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But I know if it was, you wouldn't be telling the story, right? We just talked about that. I love you. All right. So you need to, if you don't have the PDF now, I don't think I should have to give this disclaimer, but I will. Again, if you go download the other Bible, there are books in there that I do not think you should read. I'm not telling you how smart you are or whatever, but be careful, okay? This is me using wisdom to tell you that everything in a book, y'all frozen? Interesting. Oh, okay. I was about to say, dang. Does Shannon go out and come back in if you can? Okay, good. So because there's there's Kabbalistic books in here and everything else, okay? So some of that stuff I don't want y'all to go over there, okay? But sometimes this is the only place where you can get the other books, okay? Okay? So that's the thing now. Okay. And I'm not trying to control nobody or keep no knowledge from you, but you can get confused. And if you don't know what and where and when and why, you might be inviting other things into your space. So I care about y'all. And so that's why I say what I say. But, folks is grown. Some folks don't want nobody telling them that and you know, whatever. So that be that, You gonna do what you gonna do. But I love my students, and I want them to be okay mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So then I don't just throw any and everything in front of them, because I need them to understand first. Okay, so we back on page 468. Back on page 468. You said Zine said no, and it's no. I just love y'all. You know, some people thought they'll give you the knife for you to hurt yourself. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that, because there's a lot of things that God didn't even give me until I got the understanding. Does that make sense? We're not in book 1 or 2. You have to download the PDF of the other Bible. It's called the other Bible. You have to download it. Okay? There's a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff he didn't give me, I had studied certain things, but y'all know some of it he didn't give it to me until I met y'all. And it made it, when y'all used to see me run and be like, oh my God, I've read this. Hold on. And I used to be all frantic. Remember? And I'm like, y'all, no, let me go get my journal. Hold on, I got to figure out which year it's from. Like, he gave me pieces of it in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, but he didn't give me the revelation of it, some of it, until I met y'all. And then y'all saw the things clicking, and I'm like, OMG. Okay, so let me tell y'all, right? It's stages, or as they say in our time, it's levels to this ish. Hello. You have to understand, like, okay, prime example. If we wouldn't have started out with just the simple Genesis 6 and me asking y'all, who are the sons of God and who are the sons of men? Right? That's a simple question. How many times did y'all see people say, we are the sons of God? Y'all remember? And I said, no. And so, one simple question about, can heaven and earth mate and have a baby, sent you down a spiral, did it not? If you came here from the giant video or the mermaid video, those two things, you said, start me on the milk, please. Come on. Okay. So once we got the base of angels can mate with women and make babies, then I can take you to Enoch. Right? And then in Enoch, you could understand that, hold on, because nobody ever asked, how did shields get here? How did knives get here? How did breastplates get here? Why do we even have those things? How did, chemistry get here? How did this? How did that? All of those things. Okay, all of that came out of Genesis 6, did it not? Then we went to Enoch, and we read chapter 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And so in 10, it talks about when Michael went up and Uriel or whatever, and they was like, what you want us to do? And he was like, tie up their daddies, let them watch their kids get destroyed, and I'm about to flood the earth. Go to Noah and tell him wooty wati 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 wah, right? Well, that led into the mythology, did it not? And you found out mythology wasn't myth. It was actually biblical. Right? I could also then take you to Solomon, from going from Enoch and understanding that the angels taught magic medicine, incantations, and spells, I could take you from that chapter in Enoch over to the Testament of Solomon, where you can see now that the demons who used to be the evil spirits that were killed they used to be the giants, the children of the giants, the daughters and sons of the giants, which were the daughters and sons of the angels, and the witches and warlocks that became witches and warlocks because of the magic that was taught. We could then go and see after chapter 10 and 11 in Enoch, when God said their spirits are going to stay here, and this is who's going to go against man. Boom. Now we can go to the Testament of Solomon, and you can learn their names and how they attack people. Right, Shelley? Okay? So it was building on a base of Genesis. When we looked at Genesis 5, the genealogy of Adam, and it never said when Eve died, it never said the daughters, it just said and other sons and daughters. Okay, boom. Now we can go to the Jubilees and to Jasher. So it was important for salvation, because how do you even know you need salvation without knowing what you need to be saved from and cleansed from and where it started? We talked about the forefathers and how you have to go back and understand what they were doing as to why God destroyed them. Well, who were the forefathers and foremothers? Adam and Eve. It started with them. The only reason we need salvation is because of Adam and Eve. Is that not true? Why do we need salvation? Because of what Adam and Eve did. So not studying about Adam in depth and Eve in depth is really silly, because can you ever really even understand why you need salvation if you don't go understand who started the reason for us needing it? Why is Adam and Eve important? It's very important. Because they are the reason that we need salvation. They are the reason that Jesus had to be born in flesh, in order that God had to come through a woman to save us from what they did. I gotta go blow my nose out. So all of that is pieces of the puzzle, right? And now you can't unsee nothing. Because now you know that Adam and Eve's other children were the people that we read about in mythology, right or wrong. Ain't that who we read about? The other sons and daughters of Seth, the other sons and daughters of Mahalalel, the other sons and daughters of the Enoch, the other sons and daughters of Cain, the other sons and daughters of that whole lineage of Adam. But if he said he had other sons and daughters, then there should be some other stories. Because angels didn't just start writing stuff down when we got here. Remember that. Yeah. Okay. So all of this is like a spider web connected. It is. It is. It is. So that's the thing. You folks be trying to know, listen, get the basics first. You need to understand where it started at. So that's why I say to y'all, hey, if you can, don't go over here just yet. You need understanding, because the devil wants you to be confusing. He wants you to confuse other people. Case in point, our religious organizations, a lot of people walked around. Okay, did any of you walk around confused in the word? And now you don't feel confused in the word? And I'm not just saying that because you came over here, but because God gave you the understanding and wisdom of how to break it down and do different things, right? Do you still feel confused in the word? Now you read it and you know, oh, okay, I need to go, because it's probably a book about this. I need to go over here and study. Oh, okay, so this makes sense. Okay, and then it leads you somewhere else. And now you have the whole piece. You said, I just knew something was missing. Okay, come on. Which can leave you confused, because wait a minute, this don't make sense. What? Hello? All the time before. Listen, you say, yep, and what John sees in Revelations of the beast coming up are the fallen angels that God chained being released, having the power to make raw and other things. It all makes sense. Come on, baby girl. The days of Noah, they were chained in the days of Noah. You said it. Chained under the rocks. Hello. And they had to watch their kids be destroyed. You mean like Zeus and them had to watch their kids be destroyed? Oh, okay. You said, I'm so grateful for God showing me the true God. This part. You said, yes, I couldn't ask questions. And now you don't have to ask none, because you can ask God and He take you right to the information. Learned a lot about yourself, your family. You start looking at folks like, we probably ain't supposed to be doing that, right? God said, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. How many times did I have to say that in this class when we first started? And folks was arguing me to the ground that I was doing too much and none of this stuff had anything to do with salvation. I said, okay, well, if you don't want to hear it, why is you still here? Because these people want to know. And they going to study and we going to get it. And in just a few short years, they going to be able to read circles around y'all and be able to tell folks what's really going on. And that's what didn't happen in 4 years. I've always questioned who were chained that was worse than Satan, because why wasn't he chained, but Satan tempted men and those angels taught and corrupted them by blood. Sure did. Y'all didn't read the book of Lamech of Cain. Y'all know what was going on. And it's exactly what we see in all the Disney movies. The book of Lamech of Cain is literally all the movies we see. Y'all didn't have to start sleeping with my door open because these little heaters be making it so dry in my room, and I got my humidifier and everything in there. And y'all know I do not like sleeping with doors open in my house, but I've been having to because I be waking up like throat dry. I think so. Yeah. Yes. Yes, y'all know. Yeah, it is. Start from the dirt where the seed was planted to understand the tree. That part, Aries. You said it. Yep. So I'm grateful to those of you. Hey, I'm grateful to those of you that went on a journey with me. As Mari said, with Mrs. Frizzle. CERCA Frizzle. Y'all done went down. We didn't went on the Reading Rainbow deal. We didn't the Magic School Bus. We all through there. Take us through there. Take us through there. There's PDFs that you can rent and stuff. Somebody said it's where somebody I think just told you or maybe it wasn't you. They were saying it somewhere. I think it was Tia, yeah. They said it somewhere. Go up in the comments. And look at us. We almost 4 years in as of tomorrow. We just gonna say 22 to 24. Okay, I mean 26. Okay. CERCA Frizzle, the Thugnificent is. I'm over here trying to think of the name of the Bible so I can download it. I was praying and hoping somebody would say it so I wouldn't have to ask. Girl, you can ask. I ain't that bad, y'all. I am not that bad. But y'all know sometimes folks just be doing stuff. Y'all know that. Not y'all, but some folks just, they be doing stuff. They ain't been here in a long time and they just come here acting like they don't know the rules. The rules have not changed. 4 years later, we still the same. The rules of the classroom is still the same. They have not changed. He said I was told to keep my Bible thumping to myself. Now they don't want to. How many folks that's Christians don't be want to study with y'all now? Raise your hand. I said first they was chasing you. You about to be chasing him now. Yeah. You said that's good. I'm fine, baby. Thank you so much for asking. Listen. Huh? Now they don't want to study with you. Y'all thought I was playing when I told y'all it's all the ministers in my family, and I'll be like, well, if you think I'm lost, why you don't want to study the Bible with me then? You said they really don't like talking to me, but it's okay. I told you I was gonna happen. I said when they think you don't know and they know more than you, then they want to study with you. But once you can bust their head open to the white meat, baby, they quit answering the phone and will not return no text. Okay. Okay. Thank you. You see? It's called the other Bible, baby. That's what it's called. The other Bible. That's the name of it. The other Bible. You said they don't even call me no more. I know. I told y'all. I told y'all. I said once you start breaking it down to them, they not about to be messing with you. They're not, because they want to stay at a certain level, and that's okay. Everybody got their thing, right? But I want to go deeper in God. I want to understand what He has to say to me. I want to know. I want to understand. Don't feel bad. They don't call me either. Hilarious. They don't even want to hear it. I know. The one girl that I was cool with, that told me I need to change my friends, called my auntie last week and told her she has breast cancer. I stopped talking to her in October when she did what she did. Wow. 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 I bought that book a while ago. I'm glad I did. I kept putting it back, then grabbed it again. Listen. I want to understand. If God got mysteries, I want them. Raise your hand if you want God's mysteries. We got too many shows about science, the unexplained, and unsolved mysteries, and all of this different stuff. Well, it ain't unsolved. It is not unsolved. You said one thing I will never do is act as if I have more knowledge than Dean. You do. Y'all do. No. Y'all do. No. When I said it like that, that's not what I was meaning. Because y'all got a lot more. No, that ain't what I meant. I'm saying when you go to elders and pastors and different people that have been ministers for a long time in the church, which is what I have a lot of in my family. I'm not saying that. Y'all know a lot. We got freaking scientists and teachers and lawyers and all kinds of people. Girl, yeah. Y'all sure do. It's just different areas. We have a lot of knowledge in all different areas. That's not what I'm saying. Because I know for a fact there's some people in here that know way more than me. That's not the issue. I'm saying when you go just to Genesis and you try to break down the depth of Genesis to people that have only just read it and not studied it, they don't want to talk to you anymore. That's what I mean. They don't want to fool with you if they can't yell and scream and talk over you and all of that stuff. That's not what I mean. I know it's, listen, y'all be teaching me all the time, every day, about so many different things. That's not what I'm saying, girl. Hold on. Because it's a lot of stuff I studied I don't even remember. Girl, y'all see? But y'all getting there too, though. Not that I don't want you to remember it, but you all have read so much, it's almost impossible to know exactly where you read it You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, okay, because you didn't read the same story in multiple translations of, or the pieces fit together. So Josephus got a piece of this, and then the Jasher got a piece of it, and then you got to go back over here to KJV, then you got to go to the OTP, then you might have to go over here to Nicodemus, which is in the lost books of the Bible. So you could be in read bits and pieces of the story several places, and I believe God did that because that's what a mystery is. Anytime you see like the movie Clue and all of that kind of stuff, those type of things, everybody got a piece of the puzzle. And until they come together, they cannot figure the puzzle out, right? They have to work together. Because here come a dude from India, here come a dude from the UK, we got an American dude, we got a Russian dude, and everybody, something in their life, they don't even realize is a piece of the puzzle. But if I try to unalive you or get rid of you or whatever else it is, then I won't get the piece of the puzzle, so none of us will know. Right? That's what I'm saying. And so then there are leaders that don't want you to know more than them. That I'm not that type of leader. It's a lot of stuff that y'all. I just learned something today, like every day. I couldn't even write down every single thing that I've learned from y'all since I've been here. There's no way I could do that because there's so much. It's a whole bunch. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, great woman. Right? It's so much. It's so much we've learned. And just sometimes in just one day. Yeah. All right, let's get going. I'm trying to wait for everybody to get it downloaded. So if you have the other Bible, you can read it out of your Bible. But if you don't, can you please download it? Please. If you already got it, we about to go over there. But I know when y'all be going to some of these people, they don't be want to hear y'all because y'all ain't been ordained as ministers, and they don't know you can bust their head and they whole church head too. If they'll just let you open their whole understanding up. I just told my daughter this: most people study the Bible and memorize the scripture to use it against someone. Girl, I be trying to tell my family members that. Because all of them thought I was in competition with them. I'm not in competition with you. I don't care about that. That's not a thing. Remember, it was people that used to come in here. I said, oh, this a pissing contest? Well, I don't got to pee. Do all that you need to do. Because you thinking you have to come in here and what? I'm not in competition with nobody about how much they know. I just want God to keep teaching me more so I can help other people understand we are not the same. I don't care. You want to be recognized by men. I want to be recognized by God. We are not the same, I promise you. She asked me why I used to post it so much. I said, because I can't remember what I read. That part. The other Bible. Gigi. If you don't have it already, the other Bible. Ooh. Oh. So, thank you, Mr. Hardy. Y'all got it? We there already? Mm-hmm. Y'all see everybody talking about Raw? Y'all remember in Enoch, God allowed all them folks to go to Raw. It's not unavailable. You're just gonna have to go somewhere else. Rhonda, you're gonna have to keep looking. Everybody's talking about Raw. Was we preparing for Raw 4 years ago? Huh? We was getting our mind ready for what's happening right now. It's interesting. Okay. It's interesting. Real interesting. People kept telling us what wasn't going to happen, and looky. He said, I'm going to download it after class. I have a bookmark to go back where we left off. Okay. Right? You don't think you're going to have a strong mind going forward after tomorrow? Somebody came in here and said UK is getting rid of their debit and credit cards. And you're going to get a government card. Everybody. Did we talk about it? And it's crazy that it's happening in 2026. And seeing this how, you seen it? We talked about it. Because that way they can turn your money off. If you don't, they can tell you what you can and can't buy, how much you can buy. And look at us. It's right here up on us. You seen it? Hello? And if they getting ready to do it, it's not going to be long before it come over here. We talked about the citizenship being a huge thing in 2022. And everybody's like, oh, whatever. And I said, you're going to have to be a part of the global citizenship. You're going to have to be a global citizen. If you're not going to be a global citizen, you will not have access to all the things you have access to now. And people said that I was a false prophet. And looky, that's exactly what it's looking like. Because why is the cold people running around in America on our streets, trying to find out who's a citizen and who ain't? And you have to be able to prove that you are a citizen. You said I just saw this morning that where our cousins played a song over their emergency speaker, that hasn't worked in 20 some odd years. You said where else can you follow me? On YouTube. CERCA TROVA 22. CERCA at 22. And we have over 1,700 videos over there, Miss Mariposa. They just said they are going to start with Alaska first. My daddy be warning us about stuff and people don't believe it. That don't make it not real. Just because you don't believe it don't make it not real. That's not what happens. So I'm very grateful for us preparing for, we ain't gonna be able to spend the money that we got if we're not a global citizen. So this is why God has been telling us to get every single thing that we need before that. So when they turn our money off, we don't gotta worry about it, because we have at least our basic necessities, the things that will get us through our everyday. And then we wait on Him to do the rest, but at least we lay the foundation for us to be able to try, and maybe even be an underground railroad for whoever needs it. But if you don't have nothing, how you gonna do that? How you gonna do it? If how would you be a part of it if you don't have any resources to get the people from you to the next space, to the next space, to the next space, because you didn't listen? Hello. Hola, hola. Oh yes, Mariposa. Very shortly. They didn't take the pennies for nothing. They're coming for the nickels, dimes, quarters, and so on next. All the times that the ATMs weren't working and all those different things, yeah, they were practicing to make sure they wanted to see how people were going to react without being able to get their money. But if you have everything you need, like solar generators and things like this right here, right? A light bulb that you can charge with your body, or water, or put it in some dirt or on a foil. You got a way to cook. You got a way to filter water. You have all those different things. These things are going to be valuable, you know? Because you've seen what happens in disasters. They get to you when they get to you. And if they don't get to you, they just don't get to you. You have something. So, all these cutesy wootsy little stuff they got you spending your money on, please don't spend any more on that. Buy things that matter, like rice and beans, a way to make butter, Buy a lot of things that can make you some bread. All those things are going to be valuable in the next 18 months for sure. Call your insurance company and see if you can get an emergency supply, a 3-month emergency supply of all of your medicines. You can also do a mail override. Ask about that, a mail override for the 3-month prescription. The portable machines, if your children need them. What they call it, Antoinette? Is you still here, baby? I forget all the time. But the portable versions of your, like the battery operated versions of the machines that the family, your children, you, if you need those. You said I added a fishing pole and kit plus sewing kit to my stash. I got 4 poles out there right now. Not necessarily the nebulizer. No, it's another name for it. Cause not just the nebulizer. What is it called? It's a portable something for all the different machines. I guess they got battery operated versions of all the machines. No, not the nebulizer. Not just for no. A portable DME. Thank you, Pumpkin. A portable DME is what you need to ask for, and that goes for any machine. A portable DME. Thank you. Right, with your insurance company. So it's the portable version of whatever machines your children, you, your husband, whoever might need, like a battery operated or a rechargeable version. Durable medical device. Thank you. A durable medical device. I appreciate you. That's what you need to ask for all your machines. A durable medical device. And you need to get on that now. Don't wait. Those are going to be important. You said, oh, okay, I need for my kid. Right. They have a nebulizer on TikTok for $7 portable. Thank you, Dave. Right, but I'm not just thinking asthma machine. I'm thinking because it's a lot of people. They got machines that shake the babies to shake up their chest. It's all kinds of machines. But you need the portable version just in case you have to get up and go and you got your solar charger. You can plug it in and keep your family member alive is what I'm thinking. They got breathing machines. They got all these different things. CPAP, whatever. Heart machines that monitor your heart rate. All these different things. Whatever machines your family needs. Breathing machines, all kinds of stuff. You need to have the portable version of it. Look at all these natural disasters, right, that are happening. It's going to be important to have that. And if you have a 90-day supply of everybody's an emergency supply of everybody's medication, if you do have to leave your whole, a durable medical device or equipment. Okay, it's all right. Durable medical device or equipment. They're going to find it. We gave them the first couple words. Look. Right? But have that emergency supply of everybody's medicine in your go bags. So that way, God forbid, if whatever's going on, no power, no this, no that, you at least know for 3 months, you got everybody medicine. And keep that in your go bag. Okay? Don't even mess with it. Act like it ain't even there. Hey, Riz. Junior Thugnificent. Hello. We on page 468. We just waiting for everybody to get we talking about making sure you have the portable medical devices and stuff for your baby's 3 months medication. Because it's getting ready to get real crazy around here and people don't believe it. But that's okay. Y'all ready? And we ready to get in and get going? All the stuff we talked about is happening. All of it. Yeah. Okay. Actually, we're going to go to 470. And we'll come back to when our dad came and visited the married couple. We're going to do that. But I want to go to page 470 is actually where we're going to go. I just wanted y'all to know where we was at yesterday. We ended it yesterday. Can we go to page 470 in the book? Those of you that have it, if you don't, it's okay. You can come back after class or whatever. But there's there's there is, I can't say yes or no to that about the Ethiopian Bible. But again, remember that in the New Testament it talks about all the things that Jesus did and the miracles and stuff. Uh, all of it's not enough books on the planet. I mean, the things haven't been written down, so I don't think that there is just a complete version of the Bible. There isn't one, because there's so many stories that were taken out that you have to go looking for. So I believe it's a piece of the ultimate book. And unless you're going all around the world to pick up books, we might not ever get all the pieces, because God said he went out into the world, into every race of people and nation. So everybody got a piece of it. Good job. Thank you. Okay. So we on 470. Y'all made it over there? Yeah. Okay. Y'all over to 470? You said you were a nurse in a hospital too, so you know. All right, let's go. We over here is where it says concerning his coming to King Gundafaris. That's where we at the bottom of page 470. Ooh. Okay. It says, but when the apostle came to the cities of India with Aban the merchant, or Aban the merchant, Aban went off to salute King Gundaforis, and reported to him concerning the carpenter whom he had brought with him. The king was glad and commanded that he should come to him. So when he came to the king, I'm sorry. So when he came, the king said to him, what kind of trade do you understand? The apostle said to him, carpentry and building. The king said to him, what craftsmanship then do you know in wood and what in stone? And the apostle said, in wood, plows and yokes and balances, pulleys and ships and oars and masts, and in stone, pillars and temples and royal palaces. And the king said, will you build me a palace? And he answered, yeah, I will build it and finish it. For this is why I came, to build and work as a carpenter. So Thomas got sent to India, and he didn't want to go. And Jesus said, you going, nigga. Here go the money. Give this money to that man. I need you to go over there. He said, well, I'm sick and I really don't feel like I should have to go over there, Jesus. He said, you're going to India. Get on over there. So now he done made it to India. He's been introduced to an Indian king, and they know he's a carpenter slash spirit builder. And yeah, so the king is asking him, what all qualifications and skills do you have? And so he went down through there and told him what he could do. So here we go. As the king took him and went out, and went out of the gates of the city and began to discuss with him on the way the building of the palace and how the foundation should be laid, until they came to the place where he wanted the building to be. And he said, I wish the building to be here. And the apostle said, yes, for this place is suitable for the building. But the place was wooded, and there was much water there. So the king said, begin to build. But he said, I cannot begin to build now at this season. And the king said, well, when can you? And he said, I will begin in November and finish in April. But the king said in astonishment, every building is built in the summer, but you can build and establish a palace even in winter? And the apostle said, so it ought to be, and there is no other way. And the king said, well then, if this is your resolve, draw me a plan how the work is to be, since I shall come back here only for after some time. And the apostle took a reed and drew, measuring the palace and the doors he set toward the east to face the light, and the windows to the west towards the winds, and the bakehouse he made to be to the south, and the aqueduct for the service to the north. But when the king saw it, he said to the apostle, "Truly you are a craftsman, and it is fitting for you to serve kings." And leaving much money with him, he departed. So the king said, "Oh, okay, so this is what I want to do with it, you see, because then I got the stuff right here and everything." And Thomas said, "Oh, okay, I see what you're doing." And so then Thomas went and got him a stick and started walking. He said, "Okay, well, see, what I'm going to do is," he said, "I'm going to draw it out like this. I'm going to put this right here. And then, see, I'm going to put the windows right here." He started drawing out the line in the dirt to show him the small pieces. You know how they do, what is it? What you call them? Architects. The draft. He was drawing the draft out, right? And he said, "Oh, okay, I'm going to make your vision come to pass. I'm going to do it. I got it." And the king said, "Okay, good, because I got something that I need you to, I'm going to give you all this money. So here you go. This is to buy the tools and to buy your workers." I'm real excited. He said, "And I won't be back for a while because it's, I go away for the winter. So I'm going to go to my summer house. I'm going to chill and the blueprints, right?" He said, "So you going to finish a whole palace between November and April?" "Yeah, I got you. I ain't even go." You got the money, right? You got it?" He said, "Yeah, I got the money. Don't even worry about it. I got you. I'm a king. What you need? I got you." He said, "All right. Okay, well, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to draw this on out and get you together. King, good doing business with you, right?" Right? Let me ask you a question. Matter of fact, if you're at home, if you are not at home and you can't do this, it's okay. But if you are in a place where you can sketch out something real quick, can you give me 2 minutes? I need you to sketch out. It could be ugly. It don't matter what your dream home would look like. Just do a rough draft. If you want a circle driveway, real quick, go on and sketch out what you want your house to look like. And then right on the side, how many rooms, how many bathrooms, what the square footage would be. Can you do that for me? Real quick, if you got a pen, or if you can draw it on your iPad or wherever you sketch and take notes, right? And it don't got to be pretty, okay? Because if you draw stick people like me, it's going to be what it's going to look like. Matter of fact, take more than 2 minutes. Take about 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 4. Go through there and take, and I'm for real. Like, if you had as much money as whatever, I want you to sketch it out real quick. And then do a little list on the side of what you want in it, how many floors. You can put the city where you want it at, or the location, or it don't even got to be where you at. Just take some time to sketch out. You want a 3-floor home with a basement, then draw the basement in there, all of that, whatever you see, or whatever your dream. And don't do little. Don't be like, "I'll just take this." No. What would your dream house be? And just sketch it out. You want a round house? You want a square house? You want a house in the hill like a hobbit hole? What you want? Y'all got time today? You can get your little, draw it on the back of your bill if you have to. Y'all got a few minutes? You want to dream with me or no? Yes? Yes? Okay. Take some time. I'll be right back. And I want you to think about it. If you know you're gonna if you're gonna be entertaining all your kids and grandkids, make the space where everybody will be comfortable. If you know your mama gonna come and you want her to have a mother-in-law space and a father-in-law space, draw that. You want your spouse to have man cave or woman cave. You want 2 dens and 6 bed, whatever it would be your dream house. Write out the description, please. You said this drawing about to be funny because I can't wait to look back at this. I'm excited. So whatever your dream house would be, if you want an all eco home and you don't want no electricity, if your dream house It is a tiny home that you can travel across the country. If it's one of the big RVs that you want to live in, whatever it is, draw it. If you want an estate, draw all the buildings on your estate. I didn't forget to put that in there. If you want your kids to have their own house, you could just draw a square or whatever. Draw whatever your dream property or house would be. That's what I need you to draw. Because it could be an estate. It ain't just got to be one. All right, what y'all got? We still drawing? Y'all need some more. Y'all need some more time. Yes, you need more time. That's okay too. I want you to take your time and really think about it. I really, really do. You don't gotta rush. I want you to think about everything. If you want, oh, okay. That's why I said I really want you to take your time and think about what your dream complex would look like. If it's a truck or whatever, not a truck, but a RV you want to live in, whatever it is, I want you to take your time and stitch that out. You want ponds behind it. If you want to live in the woods, draw some little stick trees or something. You said I started putting on my paper. My walls will be lined with peace and wisdom and grace. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's good. Well, that's good. Ooh. Excuse me. That's real good. Y'all gonna put it on the refrigerator when you get done, like the kids do. You gonna put your drawing on your vision board or something. Hmm. I can feel the quietness. Y'all know what I feel like? You remember how your teacher used to have a crayon box when you was in when you was in like kindergarten, and they would come and put the same colors on everybody's desk, and you would have your paper there, and you would have to wait to draw. Like that's what this feels like. Or put the crayon box in the middle of the table and ask y'all to draw something. That's don't take nobody crayon. You just keep the crayons you got. Don't be trying to take nobody else's. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. Mm. Draw your dream house or your dream location, whatever it is. I want to see. If you in a tropical place, put your palm trees or whatever. It don't even have to be on the continent that you're on right now. Hmm. If you want a big tall dough, put that in there. Whatever it is, whatever your dream living space is, I want you to sketch that, please. Yeah, I'm gonna stretch these old legs out. You're It's real quiet. I know y'all focused. That make me happy. I can feel it. You're thinking. That's good. Hmm. Sometimes you can sleep too hard, boy. Oh, all right, y'all got about 2 minutes, and then you can finish it later. Yes, Tanisha. I had a friend when I was about 18 that did it. It definitely can. It can go longer than that. It's a man in like Africa or somewhere, Jamaica. He don't even he get his fruit and water from fruits and his food from fruits and vegetables. He don't even drink water. He don't even drink the water that we drink, and he's still alive. I think they got him on YouTube. I don't know his name or whatever. I think he's Jamaican or African. I don't know which one, but he don't drink water. because he said the water that they give us is so contaminated. He gets all of his water, and because the fruit is filtered through the tree, that's where he get all his water from. Y'all seen that man? I don't know his name. Uh-huh. I don't know his name. I seen it a couple years ago. You seen him, Russie? Is it Russie? Yeah. He don't drink no, like how we drink water. He don't. He said that water. That's why we still be thirsty. Is his name Yaki Raw? Okay. Mm-hmm. So he get all his fruit. I mean his water, nutrients, everything just through fruits and vegetables. He don't drink no water. He has gray hair. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's some amazing people on this planet. No, this man don't drink no no, I don't think he drink. No, I don't think that's. Well, it might be. I don't know. But this man, he don't drink no water unless it is from coconut. But he don't drink no. You said because water doesn't get in our cells. Well, I don't know, but it's an interesting rabbit hole to go down. All right, y'all, put your pens down. You can finish your dream space later. Okay? Did you start it? Did you start your dream space? Whatever that might be. Did you list some things? How many bathrooms, bedrooms, all of that? You got all that down? Yeah. You can go back to it and finish it later, color it, draw it on. I encourage you. You know how they got the house design apps? You know how they got the house design apps? After this, if you can, download one and design it. They got where you can put the furniture in there and everything. After this, after you get your drawing together, download it, download a design app. Okay? You said I'm gonna need about 10 more pieces of sketch paper, whatever you need. And then you said Homestyler is an app to design your house. Okay. So after you get everything down on paper, I need you to then go make your visual copy on the design space. Okay. That's a part of the exercise, the assignment. Can you do that? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Now back to where we was at. I should have brought my light in here. Goodness gracious. Just be doing stuff. I don't know why I didn't bring it in here. Okay. All right. All right. It says, and leaving much money with him, he departed. And at appointed times, he used to send him money. And what was necessary both for his own sustenance and for that of the other workmen. But he took it all and dispensed it, going about the towns and the villages round about, distributing it and bestowing alms on the poor and the afflicted. So King Gundaforus then sent Thomas all this money between November and April to pay the people that's helping him build the house, the palace, and to take care of Thomas for whatever he needs, his living expenses. So the living expenses for the workmen, y'all know how like some of y'all got husbands that do construction and different things, and they give them a stipend, and then they pay for the hotel and they get so much money a day, or even maybe you are one of those people, and then they traveling nurses and stuff, they get this, and medical professionals, all kinds of people, so the king is sending this money for him to pay the people, to buy all of the materials needed and everything. I think Thomas might be my great uncle or something. So then he took all the money and gave it to the poor people. Every single time that the king sent these big bags of money, Thomas would then go around to the cities and towns around where he was at and take the king's money and give it to the poor people. Let me ask you a question. If you was the king, or if you was paying a builder in this day and age, right, to build you a house, and every day you go look at the spot that you designated for your house or your business to be built, and you are constantly sending money to this person's account, and then you go there. Let's say you don't go for 6 months because you don't want to keep going and looking, because you know sometimes that make it worse. And you found out that they've been taking the money to the hood and giving it to the people that needed it. How would you feel about it? You said it would be on site. You already know what I was about to say. How would you feel? Say it's $200,000, $400,000 that you done scrimped and saved. You and your spouse and worked, and you know y'all saved up the down payment money, and you are ready to now move into this space that you just sketched out. Tell me how you would feel about it. You said mink, mink, mink. This part. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, not all the fists. Hold on. How y'all gonna feel? Would you feel duped? You said I would be kung fu fighting. What about y'all? You said I'd be upset if I had worked hard for that. Yeah, I'd be mad. Oh, okay. What about y'all? Y'all wouldn't be angry? You said bang zoom to the moon, Alice. You said they would be casket ready. What about y'all and you two? You didn't gave your money and signed on the dotted line and ready to get started and break. You said I would be salty. Yeah, skimmed. Listen, where the building, sir? Putting hands and feet on people. You said I'd be putting hands and feet, not just hands. I'd be laying hands and feet. You said Thomas and I would have to square up. Interesting. You've been waiting and waiting. So he started in November. We'll say it's January. 2 months done passed. I done sent you all this cash, and you giving it away. Interesting. All right. It says, and he gave them relief, saying, the king knows that he will receive a royal recompense, but the poor must for the present be refreshed. So as Thomas was giving out the king's money, he was saying, the king gonna be repaid for what he's giving you, but right now I know you need this. Okay. After this, the king sent an ambassador to the apostle, writing to him thus, show me what you have done, or what I should send you, or what you require. And the apostle sent to him, saying, the palace is built, only the roof remains. Huh? You done gave all this nigga money out. And he said, oh, the palace been built. I done built it. He said, the only thing we got left to do is put the roof on. This nigga done gave all the money away. Right. Okay. He said, when the king heard this, he sent him again gold and uncoined silver, writing, if the palace is built, let it be roofed. But the apostle said to the Lord, I thank you, Lord, in every respect, that you, for a short time, did die that I might live eternally in you, and that you did sell me in order to deliver many through me. And he did not cease from teaching and refreshing the afflicted, saying, the Lord has dispensed this to you, and himself provides to each his food. For he is the nourisher of the orphans and supporter of the widows, and to all that are afflicted he is relief and rest. But when the king came to the city, he inquired of his friends concerning the palace which Judas, who is also Thomas, was building for him. But they said to him, neither has he built a palace, nor has he done anything else of what he promised to do. But he goes about to the towns and villages, and if he has anything, he gives it all to the poor. The king came to the city and said, oh, y'all know my house I'm getting built up there. You know, the palace. And they said, that nigga ain't over there building nothing. Every time we see Thomas, he giving your money away to the poor. Anybody that need it, you get some money. You get some money. You hungry? I got you. Don't worry about it. Bring him 2 pieces of chicken and a biscuit. Not the dry Popeyes kind, the other ones. Yeah, bring him one of those. Girl, you said Thomas remind me of Robin Hood. Look, what would you do? And a pepper. And a strawberry soda. What you gonna do? You been gone 3 months. You done been sending all this money through Cash App. Yes. What you gonna do? You'll be upset. You'll be angry. You'll be ready to put hands and feet on people. You'll be wanting to go get your grip. Look, matter of fact, I know what y'all do. You be like, hold on. You said what now? Huh? Because the king always gonna be strapped. Hello. You said he ain't. Huh? No, nigga. I got a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom with a pool in the back being built. Yeah, nigga, out in the country. I'm about to go down there and see what he on. Yeah. Hold on. Did y'all go down there? You said ain't nothing down there. Huh? What you mean it ain't even a base been laid? Ain't no concrete trucks down there or nothing. Nigga, this nigga, I done sent this nigga. So what you mean? Wait a minute now. Go back down there and tell me. I know this nigga not playing with my money. Huh? Wait a minute. No. At 242 my street. Ain't no work trucks down. Ain't nothing. It's an empty lot. Hold up. I'll be on my way. Nah, I'm on my way down there. No. Don't worry about it. Yep. Go find that nigga. Find that nigga right now. I don't know where he at. Go find him. I'm on my way. Houston, we have a problem. Hello. Hello? He said, you ain't got my stuff. What you mean you ain't got my stuff? What you mean ain't? What exactly are you saying to me right now? Huh? Do you hear me? What exactly are you saying? I'm about to. What if it was your whole life savings? What if it was the inheritance from your great grandmother, and you've been struggling, and you've been homeless right before this, and God blesses you, and then you find out that the money that you have been sending to build the home that was going to be for you and your family, it ain't even there. Somebody sent your money over to a third world country and spent it all on the people. You said, Craig, you out here playing with my money. You said the first scammer. You said it will be his first name, and then after that, oh, okay. You said playing with my money is like playing with my emotions, Smokey. You said I knew he was getting got soon as listen. Okay, put yourself in a situation. Thank you. Right? Crazy. Oh man, you said the world's first con artist. Well, I don't know. We shall see. Okay? You be upset, nigga. You ain't got my house. All right. It says, but when the king came to the city and inquired of his friends concerning the palace which Judas, who was also Thomas, was building for him, but they said to him, neither has he built a palace, nor has he done anything else of what he promised to do. But he goes about. We read that already. Here we go. And he teaches a new God and heals the sick and drives out demons and does many other wonderful things. And we think he is a magician. I'm going to read this again. Neither has he built a palace, nor has he done anything else of what he promised to do, but he goes about to the towns and villages, and if he has anything, he gives it all to the poor. Can I ask you a question? Is that the opposite of what people that are spreading God's word do today? So one of the first disciples, when God sent him, he told him, don't take no money with you. Don't take nothing with you. Go. Then, when God put him to work, instantly money came to him for him to take care of himself and to take care of other people. Did he keep it all for himself? Did he build himself a big house? Did he buy himself a jet? Did he buy himself 10 cars? He immediately, as soon as God put money in his hand, started to bless those around him. Those that were less fortunate. He prayed for them. He went and cast demons out. He got them food. Oh. This is a disciple of Christ, a person that touched Christ, that knew. This is the man that put his fingers into Christ's hands and his side. Interesting that what we have been taught that leaders are supposed to do is the exact opposite from the very people that God told, go and spread my word. It didn't say take Louis Vuitton bags with you and an entourage. Did it? Security. Hello. Is that what it said? He said, don't take nothing. Go. Don't even take a bag. Don't take a coin purse. Don't pack an extra pair of shoes. Interesting. It says, and he heals the sick and drives out demons and does many other wonderful things. And we think he is a magician. But his work of compassion and the healings which are wrought to him without reward, and moreover his simplicity and kindness and the quality of his faith, showing that he is righteous or an apostle of the new God whom he preaches. Do we really see this in this day and age with leaders and teachers? We got pastors telling you you're not supposed to give to the poor on national TV. We got pastors that have mega churches, and when world disasters happen, you can't even go there. When natural disasters happen, you can't even sleep on a church floor. Interesting. So are they like the early church fathers? You said exactly. No, they take the money for themselves. Judas was robbing the hood. Yeah. You said, huh? Interesting. They don't live in simplicity. They live in grandeur. Right? Simplicity is basically just what you need. A couple of your wants, but just most of the reverends now, they don't live in simplicity. They live in grandeur. They got Yo MTV cribs and the whole nine, do they not? You said instead of them putting others first, like how Dad did, they put themselves first and vanity. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to tell you. All right. It says, for continually he fasts and prays and eats only bread with salt, and his drink is water, and he wears one garment, whether in fine weather or in foul weather, or foul winter, excuse me, and takes nothing from anyone, and what he has he gives to others. When he heard this, the king smote his face with his hands, shaking his head for a long time. He said, no, man. No. What the? I've been played. Good afternoon, It says, and he sent for the merchant who had brought him, and for the apostle, and said to him, have you built me the palace? And he said, yeah, I built it. And the king said, then when shall we go and see it? But he answered him and said, now you cannot see it, but when you depart this life, you shall see it. But the king in great wrath commanded both the merchant and Judas to be put in bonds and cast into prison until he should investigate and learn to whom the king's money has been given. So there was a situation in my early 20s. Where I kind of lived this situation. Is the person that, and I would take the money and go help the people that I knew needed help with it. And they said, you're not taking this money I'm giving you and giving it away. That's exactly what I did. I helped her pay her rent, and there was a lady down there, she didn't have no groceries. And, well, that's what I was supposed to do with it. What did you expect me to do with it? Put it in the bank and let it sit there? Well, right as soon as you gave it to me, somebody needed it. They said, I am not taking chances with my life to feed everybody, but you are. That's why you met me. That's why this whole situation happened. You didn't know it, but you'll be blessed because of it. God gonna bless you, sir. Don't even worry about it. You said, don't tell the story, Diana. Don't do that. We just talked about that. Don't do that. Absolutely not. Taking your mama good dresses and giving them out. I used to take my good dresses and give them out. Sure. And did. Don't do that. Love you. Here we go. All right. bu- 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 It said until he, it said, and so destroy him together, to whom the king's money had been given, and so to destroy him together with the merchant. But the apostle went rejoicing into the prison and said to the merchant, fear nothing, but only believe in the God who is preached by me, and you shall be freed from this world. I'm sorry. And you shall be freed from this world, but from the age to come shall obtain life. Now the king was considering with what manner of death he should destroy them. But when he had resolved to flay them alive, and then burn them with fire, in the same night Gad, the king's brother, fell sick. You hear me? Hold on. Have you ever been wishing bad on somebody and somebody in your family got hurt? I just told y'all the story. I literally just went through this in the summertime. Remember the night I told you I thought I was going to have to lay somebody's son down? A man hit my son going over 100 miles an hour and could have killed him. I could have lost my son the same night. But I didn't care about laying nobody else's son down and had thought about every way. I moved grandma right. I made sure she was cocked and already on off of safety. I had my little cocktail going and everything. And I didn't go to sleep till about 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, my son at that time was 2 hours behind me. And at the very moment that I went to sleep, my son got hit by somebody. They T-boned him and pushed him into a dark black canal, and his car was black, and he was trapped in the car. And it wasn't nothing but the grace of God that he got out. Because I was sure going to lay that lady's son down if he came over there thinking he was going to put his hands on my daughter or anything. And did, laid straight on the couch and had grandma pointed right at the door. Come in here if you want to. And I was already knowing what I was going to tell the police. And God said, oh, okay. You don't care about nobody else losing their son? Well, let's see how you feel about almost losing yours in the same hour. So I'm going to ask you, have you ever wished bad on somebody and it came to your house before whatever it is that you thought could even happen? Hello? You might not even have wished it. You might have just thought it. And then immediately you got a call about an emergency situation in your life. It happened that fast. He said yes, and it hurt me like I hurt. I never failed. I won't be doing that anymore. You said yes. Now I'll just pray for them and let Dad work it out. You said I've seen it before. I'm sure it has happened at some point for sure. Daddy is the best teacher. He is. But if that don't show you how quick, he's sitting there talking about, I don't know if I'm going to cut him first, then burn him, or burn him, then cut him. I don't know what I'm going to do. And he said, oh, okay. Well, the pain that you planning on inflicting on somebody else, guess what? Your best friend is sick. Your brother just got a call. Your brother is sick. Like, real sick. Like, he about to die. You need to come. He's thinking about taking 2 other people's lives. Is about to leave. You have to be careful of the things that you wish on other people. Even if they did you wrong. Even if, you still have to be careful. Hello? Anybody over there thinking about some things that you might have thought that you wanted to happen to somebody? He says, yes, went from laying hands to trying to save a life. Come on. We're in the other Bible in the Acts of Thomas. Y'all don't think these books need to be in the Bible? Y'all don't think that this would be a valuable tool? Do you think people would be saying, I hope you blah, 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 if they could read this story right here? You hear me? They wouldn't. Rena, anything you missed, do you know that you go over to YouTube and run it back and you can get all that information, honey? Okay? Anything you missed, that's why we got YouTube. You can literally go in there right now. He said, while you were saying this, my daughter texted me something. I went to go and just know I better not? Huh? He said, while you were saying this, my daughter texted me something. I went to go in and just, what I better not? Uh-oh. She said, what you better not? Okay. This makes me think sad to think about my mouth and the way it used to be. This is what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. It's people that wish bad on their baby daddies, baby mamas, the person at your job. We ain't gonna act like you ain't had no crazy thoughts about nobody and then some crazy stuff happened to you immediately. Karma don't take that long, especially when God handing it out. Hello. You said my daughter told me something about someone. I went to go in on that person and I decided I better not. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we not going to, because see, I be having to tell y'all my stuff and y'all be like, oh, okay, you got your own. Just keep your eyes over there. Hello. You said that's the reason why I ain't got, I ain't got no teeth now, this part. Hello. Ah! Right, Lindsay. It seems if you pray for your enemies, it goes worse for them. Yep, it does. It does, it does, it does. That's why when people do me wrong, I just let them be over there. I don't want to wish no bad on nobody. All right. It says the king's brother fell sick, and because of the pain and disappointment which the king had suffered, he was greatly depressed. And he sent for the king and said to him, my brother, the king, my house and my children I commend to you. For I have been grieved on account of the despiteful usage that has befallen you, and behold, I am dying. And if you do not come down with vengeance upon the head of that magician, you will give my soul no rest in Hades. So the brother said, good morning. The brother said, I'm dying and I'm giving you charge over all my stuff. He said, but if you don't rain down fire on that nigga head for taking our money and not building that palace, he said he a witch. Hello. Okay, you said I talked about somebody. You said I talked about someone's mouth and my tooth fell out. Oh, it's a real thing. You said, yes, if you knew the consequences, I wouldn't have said the things that I said and that I used to say. You said, I wish something on someone parent, and it happened to be the other parent. Ouch. Oh, yeah. He already knew he was going to Hades. Come on. Come on. Well, he said, if you don't, basically, so help me God type stuff. You know how people be like, you better get them back. You better, whatever. But yeah, okay. It's crazy how, because we are hurt, we will lash out and say things to hurt other people. And not realizing whatever you sow, you reap. Hello. Crazy. Think about how many evil thoughts you didn't have about a person. Be honest. You could be in a relationship, out of a relationship. It could be your boss. It could be the lady at the store. It could be the person on the side of the phone just telling you owe this money. Come on now. You said once I said something, to Hubs, my tooth popped out and Dad got me for sure. You said, yep, that was you. This is what I'm talking about. That's why I said these books need to be in the Bible. You need to know this. You said, I remember this one girl wished death on my 12-year-old and her son passed. Are you serious? You see it? You see that? That's what I be trying to tell y'all. The word is real. Folks don't have to believe it. I don't care. That's why I be reading. It's like, wait a minute, I know somebody this happened to. This stuff needs to be in the Bible, y'all. It do. Here we go. But the king said to his brother, the whole night through, I was considering how I should put him to death. And this have I resolved, to flay him live and then burn him with fire, both him and with him the merchant who brought him. And as they conversed, the soul of Gad his brother departed. The king mourned Gad deeply, for he loved him greatly, and commanded him to be buried in royal and costly apparel. But when this happened, angels took the soul of Gad, the king's brother, and carried it up into heaven. Where have we read that? Well, we done read it in a whole bunch of places, didn't we? So we know for a fact, we was just talking about this in the beginning of class, that there are angels, good and bad, that come and get people when they pass away. Yes or no? Raise your hand if you believe it. They came and got Adam. They did do it. They was the first one. And Eve too. Okay, good. So isn't it interesting how we go and we read these books in the lost books of the Bible, and then when we come and reread this stuff, or even in the regular Bible, it makes so much more sense. Prime example, Elijah. Didn't it say a chariot of fire came down and swooped him up? You said, I'm the good angel, that part. Right? And Elisha had to be paying attention so that he could grab the mantle and get a double fold. Well, who picked him up? What kind of heavenly Uber was that? With the horses and chariot of fire that came down and got Elijah. That's a heavenly Uber. A heavenly Uber came and got Enoch too. Somebody came. They show you in the Scrooge or whatever that Christmas Carol movie is, that the spirits, when you be getting ready to go, it's several that come see you. You say it helps so much. It do. It make you happy just to know the middle pieces, don't it? All right. It says, showing him the palace, showing him the places there and the dwellings, and asking him, in what kind of place would you live? But when they drew near to the building of Thomas the apostle, which he had built for the king, Gad, when he saw it, said to the angels, I pray you, sirs, allow me to live in one of these lower apartments. So the king's dead brother, when he died, okay, you say, yes, ma'am, it was my stepson's mother, and my son and her son looked just alike. You said my son was light and hers was so handsome and chocolate. Interesting. Okay. So when he died, he got a chance to go up to heaven and see the house, his brother's palace, that Thomas was building on earth, even though it wasn't a physical place that you can see right now. And the brother that just said, make sure you rain down fire on Thomas and the merchant that owned him, he said, I'd just like to live in the basement of this place. The very man that you just told your brother, flame burning, get rid of that nigga, died instantly. And when he died, he went up and saw the place that Thomas was really building. And he said, if I could live here, I'll just be okay with living in the basement. This place is so beautiful. I'll just take the lower levels of the house. Ain't that crazy? But just before your last breath, the words that you spoke was to harm this man and his owner. With your last breath, you're saying, yeah, flay that nigga, burn him, do whatever you got to do. And then when the angels came and got you and took you up and saw that Thomas really was building the house, it just, you couldn't see it with natural eyes, but it was there. This make you think about the people that's stingy. It make you think about the people that build these big, beautiful houses here. But when they go to hell, y'all, we read about the spaces they going to be in. It's going to be real tight, real dark. What was it, a 5x7, a 7x7, or something like that? Crazy. Because by taking from others, They are taking space from themselves in an eternal place. But by giving to others, you are building a vast area or a vast building for yourself. Isn't that interesting? When you give to people on this side, you are building a home for yourself in heaven, right? But when you take from others on this side and don't care if they have their needs, you are actually building your little bitty foxhole that you're going to be living in hell. Interesting. It is hard to breathe, and you're thirsty, and it's not quiet. Think about it. Rich people, real rich people, they buy whole blocks. They ain't gotta have no neighbors. It'd be real quiet at their house if they wanted to. But us in the city that don't have a lot of money or whatever, we gotta deal with the noise. Well, isn't it crazy that the roles are gonna be reversed in hell and heaven? And even though hell is enlarging itself, or Hades is enlarging itself, the spaces there are small where you have to, like the space that you have to inhabit is very tight. My hubby always taught to never take from anyone, give folks. They do is spiritual. He was right. It's amazing. And that's why God said, don't worry about building up nothing big on this side, because it ain't going to last. Don't be selfish. Don't do all that stuff. Care about the people that's around you. It's going to be important. You say, yep, I know a few of them are always saying, I don't have it. Listen, hear me. Okay. Let's keep going. All right. He said, I pray you, sirs, allow me to live in one of these lower apartments. But they said to him, you cannot live in this building. And he said, why? And they said to him, this palace is the one which the Christian built for your brother. But he said, I pray you, sirs, allow me to go to my brother that I might buy this palace from him. For my brother does not know of what kind it is and will sell it to me. Then the angels let Gad's soul go. And while they were putting the grave clothes on him, his soul entered into him, and he said to those who stood around him, call to me my brother. So he had a near-death experience. He died, he got to see something, and he came back right as they was putting his funeral clothes on. How many times do we see on a podcast? Y'all told me a podcast recently where people be going to hell. They have a life or death experience or whatever it is, the near-death experience, and God took them to the heavenly realms or the realms of the Hades, and then they come back and they tell people about it. The angel brings them back to their body. Do we not see that right now? Person was without a heartbeat for 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 3 minutes, and they still came. They had declared them dead, and they came back and they told what they saw. So we know this is real. People have saw babies that haven't even been born yet and talked to the soul that was going to come through their daughter or son while they was in that space. And then the daughter or son had that very same person. Well, we know that the pool of souls is where God is, where they bring the soul of such and such and with the body, and they look like this and they look like that. Hello. And you already had your name in heaven. Hello. You said I went to hell. Then he sent me back, scared I was going to take over. Stop it. You said yes all the time now. Oh, okay. So we know that this is a real thing. Always got something smart to say. Listen. All right. So at once they brought the good news to the king, saying, your brother is alive again. The king sprang up and came with a great crowd to his brother, and going in, he stood by his bed as if stupefied, unable to speak to him. But his brother said, I know, and I am persuaded, brother, that if anyone asked of you the half of your kingdom, you would have given it for my sake. Therefore, I beseech you to grant me one favor, that you sell me what I ask from you. But the king said in answer, and what is it that you ask me to sell you? But he said, convince me by an oath that you will grant it me. And the king swore to him, whatever of my possessions you ask for thyself, I give you. And he said to him, sell me that palace which you have in heaven. And the king said, whence should I have a palace in heaven? But he said, the one that the Christian built for you, who is now in prison. Ain't that crazy? Trying to buy his way into heaven. But get this. You didn't see my blessing, and you want to take it from me. I don't know what I got coming, but you do. You didn't see the blessing. God might have let you run into the person that said they're going to bless me. Hello? He said, I know if anybody could have cured me, you would have gave half your kingdom for me to be alive. Tell me you'll give me whatever I ask for. And he said, yeah, I got you. But would you? He said, that palace you got in heaven, the one that man is building, I want it. Sometimes people have seen your blessing. A blessing you don't even know you got coming. And they will try to get it from you, and you don't even know what you got. You was just telling this man to flay and burn Thomas and Aben, because they took your money and didn't build you no house that you could physically see with your eyes. Then your brother gets sick and die. Okay? But right, your brother's last words was, punish them niggas. Punish them. And then the angels come get you and show you what the apostle took your money and did. And he said, I want that for myself. He said, and that's all I'm thinking, that God is a piece of work. Girl, you was going to help me go to hell now that you done seen my blessing. Now you want me to give it to you. Go on somewhere. Go on and sit down somewhere. Get away from here. Don't be over here messing with me. Maybe that's why God said the stuff about your family. Who is my family? Because the family was telling him to kill this the disciple. But once he saw what the disciple had built for his brother, now he wanted. And he knew his brother didn't believe. He was in a perfect situation to give it away, was he not? Because he just lost all this money thinking it ain't no real place, and it is a real place. He didn't get to see it, but the brother did, so now the brother gonna come and try to take it. Look at it. Family ain't nothing, boy. Ah. You said when the AC went out in the chapel during the ceremony, I didn't know I was saying yes to entering the heat from the gates of hell, bound to merit. Girl. Exactly. Go away, Mr. Benz. Listen. Ah. These stories need to be in the Bible. I'm telling you, they do. All right, because this is it's okay. He said, who was now in heaven, in prison, buying him from one Jesus. It says, I mean, the Hebrew, that Hebrew slave whom you wished to punish as having suffered some deception at his hand, against whom I too was vexed and died, and now I'm alive again. And the king said, considering the matter, understood. Then the king, considering the matter, understood his words concerning the eternal goods which were more excellent for him, and which he was to receive, and said, that palace I cannot sell you, but I pray that I may enter it and live in it, and be counted worthy to belong to its inhabitants. But if you truly wish to buy such a palace, behold, that man is alive, and will build you one better than that. And immediately he sent and brought the apostle out of the prison, and the merchant who had been shut up with him, saying, I entreat you, as a man entreating the servant of God, to pray for me, and beseech him whose servant you are, that he forgive me and overlook the things that I have done against you, or thought to do, the things I did or thought to do, and that I may become a worthy inhabitant of that dwelling for which I did not labor at all, but you built it for me, laboring alone. The grace of your God working with you, and that I too may become a servant and serve this God whom you proclaim. And his brother also fell down at the apostles' feet and said, I pray you and implore before your God that I may become worthy of this ministry and service, and that it may be my lot to be worthy of the things shown to me by his angels. But the apostle, possessed with joy, said, I praise you, Lord Jesus, that you have revealed your truth in these men, for you alone are the God of truth, and no other, and you are he who knows all that is unknown to the many. You, Lord, are he who in all things shows mercy and forbearance to men. For men, because of you, because of error that is, I'm sorry. For men, because of the error that is in them, forsook you, but you did not forsake them. And now, as I beseech and supplicate you, receive the king and his brother and unite them with your flock, cleansing them with your washing and anointing them with your oil from the error which surrounds them. Preserve them also from the wolves, leading them into your pastures. Give them drink from your ambrosial spring, which neither is turbid nor dries up. For they pray to you and implore and desire to become your ministers and servants, and for this cause they are content even to be persecuted by your enemies, and for your sake to be hated by them, and to be despitefully used and put to death, even as you for our sake suffered all these things, that you might preserve us, who are Lord and truly a good shepherd. But do grant them that they may have confidence in you and obtain the help which comes from you in hope of their salvation, which they expect from you alone, and that they may establish in your mysteries, may be established in your mysteries, and receive your your graces and gifts, the perfect good, and may flourish. Oh, they write this so weird. And gifts the perfect good, and may flourish in your service, and bring forth fruit to the perfection in your Father, being now well disposed. To the apostle, King Gundaforus, and his brother Gad followed him, departing from him not at all, and themselves supplying those who were in need, giving to all and refreshing all. And they besought him that they also might now receive the seal of the word, saying to him, Since our souls are at leisure and we are zealous for God, give us the seal. For we have heard you say that the God whom you preach knows his own sheep by his seal. Remember that. But the apostle said to them, I also rejoice and pray you receive this seal, and to share with me in the Eucharist and feast of blessing of the Lord, and be made perfect in it. For this is the Lord for this is the Lord and God of all, Jesus Christ, whom I preach, and he is the Father of truth, in whom I have taught you to believe. And he commanded them to bring oil, that through the oil they might receive the seal. So they brought the oil and lit many lamps, for it was night. Now, why do you make that face? So, I gotta run to the restroom real quick because my liquid is moving. But does that make you think about all of the stingy people and some of the people in our leadership and what they're doing right now? They have the big houses and the big cars and the mansions and all of those things. He said, I'm so grateful that every time I turned it on, you were there. Truly gifted teacher. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You said they was about to unalive their way into heaven. Come on! This! Ain't that crazy? You be about to hurt the person that's trying to save your life. Crazy. Crazy, right? Listen. After that, they said, how much money you need to give away? How much of my money do I need to give you? Because this little palace I thought I was about to get here, it ain't nothing. Oh. How many of you drew out your palace? You live in quarters. Raise your hand if you did. I'm about to say something. Now, good job. Okay. How many of you have sent money into WOIU to be given away to those in need? Y'all realize we live this little story right here? Hmm? Y'all don't see it? For 4 years, the money that is coming here, we give it away to people in need, to people that need help. Okay, on the street. I'm just saying. You said I have given money to another group for those in need. Okay, I'm new here. It's okay. I'm just saying for the folks. If you haven't, y'all. Okay, so if you haven't, it don't apply. But you don't gotta feel sorry that it don't. Okay, I'm asking y'all. Okay, when I be asking y'all questions, y'all, I be asking y'all specifically for over here. Okay. I don't know what you did before. I can't judge that. When I ask questions, I need y'all to hear me because sometimes you don't have to answer if it don't apply. Okay? I'm asking y'all, when you first came here, you did not know me. Have you ever sent in money to help someone in need at WOIU? That's what I asked. That's a specific question. Yes or no? Okay? If it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. Right? I'm just asking a question that relates to us and what we do here. Okay? Okay. Okay. Y'all didn't know me. Right? Just like this king didn't know Thomas. This is a full circle moment. It is. Because I asked you to draw a house. Right? I asked you to draw out your dream house. Right? Now, he asked him to draw the house before. But I asked y'all to draw the house after you all have already been feeding the poor and the homeless and the motherless and the fatherless and all of that. Hello. But the house that you was building, it wasn't here. So what if you get to heaven and exactly what you drew is exactly what your house looked like there? That's why I said dream and draw big, and it's your dream house. Because you already gave. I don't care if it was $1, $2, $3, $4. Y'all helped people. Y'all did not know me. And we just instantly, as soon as money started coming in here, we started helping people. And y'all been doing that on and off for 4 years. Hello. We know this earth is about to be destroyed. But we have given to people, anybody who needed it. If we could help them, we did. As a whole. Y'all had to trust me to build something. Hello. He said, I at least got one bedroom up in heaven. It ain't about how much you gave. It's if you gave. It's not about how many times you gave. It's not. It's not. If you gave $1, if you gave 75 cents, God don't judge in the amounts. This world do. Hello? Remember the widow and the mites? Remember the one that gave listen, that's the real thing. Okay? Do you understand? It's about it's about your heart. Do you hear me? You get it? I am having a hot flash because I ate that chocolate that my daughter sent me last night, and girl, I was hot flashing all night. I'm hot flashing right now. Okay. She had 2 mics to give. Hello, and God said she gave more than the folks that gave a lot. So, if you don't see yourself in this story, you said, wow, I drew a compound. Okay, that's why I said your dream. Hello. If you don't feel yourself in this story, Rika, hello. Why is y'all typing them question marks? Is they blocking your what you said? Or is y'all typing them question marks? You drew a chalet? What's that? Is that a whole compound? You said, I've been the widow many times, gave my last, and was greatly rewarded. Come on. What is that them blocking y'all comments when y'all write stuff? Or is y'all putting them question marks up there, Rika? Yeah, I was eating chocolate last night. It's a picture. Y'all don't see the question mark, girl. Oh. Oh. Well, it's just showing question marks over here. Ain't that weird? Didn't even know you was building you a whole place up there. Come on. Yeah, chocolate make you flash for sure. And my baby sent me. She sent me a whole basket of it, a whole 2 boxes, and Auntie and everybody else. And I'm gonna eat it, so that means I'm gonna have to just deal with the hot flashes. I'll be right back, guys. All right. So this is why now the second part of this assignment is I need for y'all to go design your house on a design app. Now do you understand why I ask you to do that? So you can see it. Your dream space. With the rivers and the trees. If it'll let you do the landscape, go on and build your house up. As luxurious as you can. It's not about you in this situation buying your way into heaven, but when you thought about others, I believe there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about when you give to the poor and you give to people that are less I don't know no app. You just have to go look for One Pumpkin. Um Design Home. There's a whole bunch of them. Okay. Good job. Do you see? This is why I want you to go on and put it together. It ain't about buying your way into heaven because you can't. But God said when you take care of him, I mean you take care of the poor, you taking care of him, and he got something for you. But you won't see it on this side. And this is a prime example of that. That man was mad because Thomas took his money and gave to the poor and didn't even realize he was building him a mansion that's better than anything you will ever see on this planet. But exactly what Thomas drew out is exactly what was up there. The brother wasn't there when Thomas drew out the palace. But what Thomas saw in his mind to build every single time he ended a person a plate, a coat, a piece of fish, a piece of bread, some rice, a drink, it was building the king's house that he gonna live in. And the brother got up there and wanted what the king had. You said the lesson behind this story is amazing. The way dad works, it is. Maybe this is why I haven't received my 20 acres here. I'm grateful. Come on, because it's gonna be destroyed here. It's about to burn up shortly. Yeah, yeah. See, that's why I said we not stingy over here. We are givers. You didn't even realize you was building your house by giving to the poor, by giving to those in need. Hello, and he said this space. The people that follow God, he told them to leave everything and just go. Well, as you can see, just like I told y'all, when God would tell me to get up and move, he would tell me to leave all my stuff. At first, it used to hurt my feelings. Now, if he tell me I don't trip because I know wherever I'm going, it might be rocky when I first get there, but whatever I need is already going to be provided. I done moved all over this country and had to leave a whole houses full of furniture, food, everything, and he say leave and go. And then I had to go stay in somebody's house. Well, that's what Thomas had to do. He went and stayed in the inn. I'm sure wherever he was living in Jerusalem, he had a crib. And then Jesus told him, don't take nothing with you. Don't even take no clothes or nothing. Don't take anything. He said Thomas was wearing the same outfit every day. Could you do it? Could you just wear a uniform for the rest of the days that you live? You go buy 5 pairs of pants. You said the wild part of me drawing my house months ago. Later, I found it on Zillow for $5 million. Come on. Come on. Come on. And the one in heaven going to be better than that because it can't be burned or destroyed by water or any other type of pest. So if they can do it on here, on this earth, just think about what it looked like in heaven. Huh? So every single time that you gave to the poor, whether it was here or anywhere else, I just used us as an example, y'all. I'm not just saying it only matter about what you built here. I'm not saying that. Or gave here. Because we didn't all, gave before we got here. I just wanted to use us as an example because just like the king didn't know Thomas, y'all didn't know me. You said, I don't know why I went in class. Sometimes the lesson that day makes me cry and be full of joy. Come on, that because the word fills you up and it helps you see life differently. The word is really medicine. It really is. But think about it. After reading this story, do it make you understand why they didn't want it in the Bible? Because then pastors and stuff couldn't tell you, give me all your money so I can build my big house here. You would know who they are if you could read this story, yes or no? And when you cry, you feel so much lighter. Yeah, I cried last night, and I definitely cried this morning. I had the biggest lump in my throat last night when I got off of here. He said, well, not when I got off here yesterday, but last night. He said, I was just talking to God this morning about my house, and I came on and you're talking about it. I'm trying to tell you. You said, I am the Word and the Word is God. Listen, that part. You said, crying is a form of releasing anything you are crying for. Yep. 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 So think about that. How many of y'all came over here stingy and you ain't stingy no more? Whether you give to WORU or people around you. How many of you came over here stingy, real tight? We could hear your pocket squeaking when you was reaching in there. And now, if you see somebody in need, you don't care. It could be a stranger. You'll bless them. The people in front of you at the grocery store. He said, I was crying and praying last night before I went to bed. Joyce said, I was stingy when I came over here. I sure was. You said, yes, it really puts it into perspective. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And now you don't care about helping nobody. You'll help if you can. If you need to, you'll help. Right? And you feel better when you do. And you probably don't even realize it's because you just built another room on your house. You might have added a very rare piece of heavenly furniture, a lake, all of the beautiful things that you sit about and dream about in your mind. God says, I can do whatever you ask. You said, I wasn't stingy, but I give way more now. Come on. He said, it feels so good to give. It does. He said, I would give it, but not like I do now. Okay. Hopefully this story blesses your heart. You know? And if you know somebody that's stingy, or if you know somebody that's always speaking some crazy stuff about what they want to do to somebody, read this story with them. Screenshot it and just send them this part of the story. Because it's a lot in this. It's teaching you, be careful of your thoughts and be careful how you treat people, because it'll be right at your door. And then the person that you might be trying to destroy is the very person that is your key into heaven. That is going to help usher you to Christ so that you can live a different life after this life. Hello? The devil wanted King Gundaforus and his brother Gad to destroy Thomas. He didn't even know. They didn't even know what. Johnny, anything you miss is already recorded on YouTube. I don't know how long you've been here, but y'all know that be driving me crazy when y'all come in and I'm talking and you expect me to just stop. So what you could do is go to YouTube in the class today and rewind, and you will find all that information. That's why we record on YouTube. You can literally go while we live and rewind it and get all the information that you missed. I want y'all to not do that anymore, please. Anything you miss, you go to YouTube from today's live and you can get it. You good. So, I'm not going to keep y'all because 3 hours then came and went that quick. I promise. And I just got up and 3 hours is gone. So I'm going to let y'all have that. Y'all got an assignment anyway. Y'all got to finish drawing y'all houses out. Y'all palatial estates. There are a few lessons in this story alone. Got the gears in my brain just going. Good job. Good job. Good job. We're reading the Acts of Thomas. That's what we're reading. But I need for y'all to come in and sit and listen, or either go on over to YouTube and get the information. So I'm not going to keep you. Hopefully this story bless you. And there's more to this. Now, y'all can go back ahead, and it was reading about, you get to see how Jesus came and visited the married couple and sat with them that night before they got married, and they actually got to see Jesus. Jesus came and visited them. It's a really good story. It's a lot in this Gospel of Thomas. This Acts of Thomas, and I know why they hid it. I know why they did. I know why they say, oh, that's hearsay. Yeah, because it point out who these folks that we be looking up to really is. And you will see that every time we read in the lost books, you see that the people that we see that's supposed to be the people that's supposed to be leading us to Christ, they don't act nothing like the people in these lost books. And it's so crazy because the people in the lost books are the people that got to see the mysteries and the miracles. You said for a year I was dreaming about a house. Is this what it means? I don't know. I can't say yes or no. You would have to ask God, Blue Moon. I have no idea. Happy New Year to you too, Auntie. You said I had to ask for forgiveness because I helped someone give what I didn't have, but it came at a time when she needed it. And I gave all I had, but I got mad and wanted it back because I needed it. Interesting. Interesting. About to read. I missed it yesterday. Okay. Well, yesterday we didn't read about the husband and the wife getting married. We kind of skipped. We got to the part about the dog at the wedding with the man with his hands. He was, remember, he slapped Thomas. That's a good story too, boy. Make you think about putting hands and feet on people, don't it? The lesson yesterday, did it make you think about putting hands and feet on everybody? Because the same hand that he slapped Thomas with is the same hand that the dog dropped in front at Thomas' feet. I don't know. I honestly don't even know. Probably not. Yeah. Yesterday was real good. Make you think you baby. He slapped a mess out of Thomas. Thomas didn't even, he said, but guess what? I'm going to see the dogs dragging them very hands you hit me with. And that same person went outside to go get some water, and there was a lion there that chopped him up and just bit his limbs in pieces and left him. And the dogs came and grabbed him. And that very hand that he had hit Thomas with got dropped right in front of Thomas instantly. You said, oh yeah, I had read it again because it was so good. Girl, he slapped a mess out of Thomas. You said I was doing a clown. I missed that part. Girl, slapped a mess out of Thomas. And Thomas was singing a song in another language. He slapped a mess out of that nigga. And Thomas was speaking another language, so he didn't know what he was saying. And he said, nigga, the same hand you just smacked. But get this, Rika, what was so good, and I don't want to tell it, but I'm going to tell it. We it's on the thing. The thing that was so amazing about that is that God had Thomas anoint his face right before the man hit him. Did he not? God had Thomas anoint his teeth, his ears, his eyes, all parts of his face, and then that man came up and smacked the mess. You know, somebody can slap you hard enough to knock your teeth out. They can slap you so hard enough they can bust your eardrum, break bones in your face. And right before that man put hands on him, God had Thomas anoint his face. Hello? But guess what? Right. But think about this. The same anointing oil that might not have even let Thomas feel no pain was a calling card to that lion. Hello. Interesting, sweet sauce. Hey, think about that. The lion knew which hands to bite off. I bet I could if I tried. I have paws. Listen. He said, yep, my brother busted my eardrum. That hurt. Listen. Think about that. God had Thomas anoint all the points on his face because he knew this man was about to slap him. But that oil was also on that man's hand, and it was the calling card to the lion that was going to eat all of his things. It was also the calling card to the little black dog that came and dragged that hand right on back in and dropped it. And the people was like, who ain't here? Which one of the waiters ain't here? You said he sure did. All the places that could have been badly damaged from that slap. Look at it. Look at it. See, this be the juicy stuff in the Bible. You said you don't want to read it. Do it make y'all think about Herod, the second Herod? Was it the first? It was the second Herod. Remember? He was sleeping with his brother wife and his niece. He married both of them, and they was all in a throuple together. Oh, Herod took his brother's wife. Not Herod, Philip. Philip took his brother's wife, or whatever his name was. He took his brother's wife, and he took his niece and was sleeping with him. So his sister-in-law and his niece. They the ones that asked for John the Baptist's head. Well, they got John the Baptist's head, but when old girl, when they brought John the Baptist's head, they brought her daughter's head too. Remember? Because it said she was walking down and fell in some ice or something, and they couldn't get her out, so they had to take her head. And so when they brought, see, our Bible don't say that. Okay? But guess what? You said King David too. Listen, brought two heads. That you asked for John the Baptist, but he gave you John the Baptist and your daughter head on a platter. And remember, it said instantly her mouth was sealed. She couldn't talk. And the devil tormented her until the day that she died because she did that. Not only was you sleeping with your husband's brother, you allowed your daughter to do it too. And then you're going to ask for the John the Baptist head? Baby, that's the worst. So you see the hair on my body, on my legs is standing up right now. Be careful what you ask for somebody else, because you'll get it too, plus that. Then she was trapped in her mind. You said, man, my mom slapped me so hard, my tooth went through the inside of my lip. It's crazy. I'm trying to tell you, Sabrina. You said, yes, that's right. Come on. So God protected Thomas. Might have even nutted numb his face. But it was a calling card to the karma. Instantly. Be careful of the harm that you intend on somebody else. Intentions mean a lot. It is, Danny. That's why I like these lost books of the Bible, because they break down how your thoughts and your actions can affect you immediately. You want to inflict pain on somebody, hurt somebody, and do all of that? Oh, okay. Your intentions, God is going to give you back what you intended for someone else. If you intend to deceive somebody, you're going to be deceived. That's why I say these books need to be in there. I've learned it from both ends, and I thank God for teaching me daily that part. Listen, that's why I be like, I want to know. And I believe these are the mysteries. Because guess what? The Bible talks about Thomas and how Thomas was the one that put his hands. So you know he saw a different life than maybe some of the other disciples, because he literally put his hands in Jesus' holes and in his, you know what I'm saying? He had a different experience than the others. So then 9 times out of 10, his experiences was going to be a little bit different. Now, I don't think it's crazy that Thomas didn't believe that after he saw Jesus pierced and all of this stuff, that he was like, I believe it when I see it. He said, thank you. You're going to believe it when you feel it. Because you about to experience a lot of the same pain that I did. Hello. My ex told me that he was glad my dad passed away and his father was taken months later. I'm trying to tell you. You intend to deceive somebody, mislead somebody, whatever else it is, just look for that to be coming back to you. Listen. So, I need y'all to go ahead and draw out your palatial estates today, because you sold into those by giving to the poor and giving to those less fortunate than you. Thank you so much, Kika. Right? You sold into that. You did. Yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed that story. And it's more in the Acts of Thomas. It's more of it, but it is a lot of reading. So also, please go back as you are reading the Acts of Thomas and find out what all our KJV. Thank you, Kalia. Find out what all our KJV or whatever version of the Bible that you have says about Thomas, right? You say, yep. They make it seem like he was just a doubter. It was more to the story. Right, that's why I said it. So go find out what you, because Thomas's book ain't in the Bible. But we getting to read it. We get to read the infancy of Jesus Christ, where he tells us about what happened when he was little. And we have this part of it. It even talks about how he died. And it's crazy because our Bible doesn't say how he died, right? But when you Google it, it says he was stabbed by a king in India. And where did God send him? India. Jesus literally sent him to India. But we don't know, because it just says sent them out into the world. Well, when you read the book of Thomas, you find out that he was sent to India. And then if you Google it, just Google it. It says the Bible doesn't specifically say where he's died, but in other books it says that he was killed by a king, stabbed in the heart in India, which is where he was preaching the word. So it's very interesting that we don't get those stories, but we need them, because these are important to salvation and to understand why God sent them out to go and do. And we got to know that if they was running with Jesus, they experienced some things before they died. It wasn't just, oh, spread the word of God and this and that. No, they was walking with God himself in the flesh. You don't think the enemy was coming for them? If anybody, they was probably the most 12 powerful people on the planet at that time. Hello. They had literally touched the Savior, prayed with the Savior, ate with the Savior, slept in the same room with the Savior. What's the name of the book? That you'll have to search it. I don't know right now. I can't tell you exactly where it is, but that's why you go seek it and find it. Yep, I can't remember. It might be in Josephus. I don't know. You're gonna have to go look at it. I can't think right now. If you Google it, it will come up online. That's the easiest way. You can read it online, or you can buy it in the other Bible. You can read it in the other Bible. He said, that's crazy how I was just drawing a house and facility with everything. I think I would need to provide services for a whole bunch of people a few months ago, and we're reading this story. I can't even draw. Hilarious. Come on, that's all right. It's actually the Acts of Thomas, not the Book of Thomas, the Acts of Thomas. The Acts of Thomas and the infancy of Jesus Christ is also another book of Thomas. Wikipedia has it too. Okay. Well, seeking you shall find. That's the thing over here. But I think you will enjoy the story, and it helps you see. You said I love finding the missing pieces. Me too, Danny. Yeah, me too. It makes me very, very excited. And the fact that we get to go on scavenger hunts to find it makes it even better. Right? And so then we can fill in the pieces of the pieces missing out of the KJV and fill in the stories, and then people want to go know that. And then they're like, wait, where is it? I ain't never read this. I ain't never heard this part. And it make your toes wiggle real, real good. It make you think about your life. That's how you know that this word, you said you make learning fun. Thank you. You're welcome, Coco. Learning is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be grueling, right? Matter of fact, hold on, family. Y'all know they be playing with my reposts, but it was a gentleman speaking the other day, and I promise all the ones I be needing, I need to start saving them in a file. Dang it. Dad, please let me find it. Oh, is this it? Oh, that's not the one. Man. Is this it? Oh, this gonna make me sad. Well, anyway, he was talking about how the church has made, man, it's not about Jesus. The church isn't about Jesus anymore. It's about guilt and telling you thank you, how far away you are from God, and all of this stuff. I really wanted to play that for y'all, but now I don't know where it is. Okay. Well, when I find it, I'll play it for y'all next time. It's crazy. I don't know. Anyway, he was saying how the church has it's like it's run on guilt and not like Jesus isn't the center anymore. Dang. Anyway, I don't know where it is. Oh, so he said I was in the back today, but another fire class. Thank you, you always. Thank you as always for all you do for our dad and our community. I love you. I love this family too. Girl, me too. I love it here. I really do. I tell y'all we got the best class on the planet. People think I just be saying that because I'm the teacher. No. Like, it's amazing over here. It really is. Because the epiphanies that God has given us every single day, whether it be for us or information we can take to somebody else, it's still like, oh my God, I know somebody that needs this right now. You know what I mean? That's a different feel than just sitting, somebody yelling in your ear. Okay? Somebody yelling in your ear, and you don't know how to take any of this information and apply it to nothing. You're like, okay, well, back home then. You know? It's a different feel. So, anyway, I love y'all. I'm about to go. I got chores to do today that I didn't do yesterday because my head was hurting. So, I love y'all. Happy New Year. If I don't see y'all, I might come back on tonight. I don't know, but it won't be no partying or nothing. I don't know. Maybe we'll just reflect on, you know what? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll come on. Technically, in a lot of places, he had been placed outside and their gifts been put on the stage. Yeah. Oh, you said technically in a lot of places he had been placed outside and their gifts been put on the stage. Yeah. I wish I could find it. It was so good. I'm telling you, Mari, I was like, this is it right here. You see? Dang. I don't know where it is. And it's like all the good stuff that I be wanting to like share with y'all. It's like that's the stuff they take out of my like out of my save stuff. Or if I save it on my iPad, it won't even save it on my phone, which is crazy because they own the same account. Like, I don't know why it does that. I really wanted to play that for y'all. That makes me a little sad. I don't know where it is. Oh well. Maybe I'll find it later. See y'all in 2026. Right. Love y'all. Just wanted y'all to know. So y'all can see it. You said just know I wanted a castle so y'all can come visit. That part. We drawing all these places. Don't forget now. Dream up your stuff this evening. Okay? I need y'all to go get them design apps and design your palatial estate. Please and thank you. Okay? Y'all, we going into our 4th year. I'm so excited. I'm about to go, but nigga, we've been at this 4 years. On phone him. No, I'm just saying, look. We got y'all. It's been a year established in 2022, honey. I didn't think we was gonna make it 6 months. Yep. 4 years in. And here's the 4 more. That part. Listen. We've been a university for 4 years. That's so crazy. Oh, Alicia, let me say this now too. Alicia got 39 pictures. She about to start designing. If you have not sent in your pictures to be in the WOIU class picture, you better hurry up. He said throw back a shot for all those that didn't beat the curriculum. That part. You hear me? Sipping on popos. Now, look. All right. So if you know that I will be sending in, yeah, come on, get them in, y'all, because she's getting ready to start designing them, and we not waiting no 2 months for you to figure out the perfect picture. You send it to nerdjunk@gmail.com, and nerdjunk is not spelled N-E, it's spelled N3. N3RDJUNK @gmail.com. We're doing another one of these, but it's just gonna have a little different design. And we ain't got no, I think it might not even be one man on here. It's all women. So we want the brothers to send some in, okay? So it's gonna be something like this. But we want a lot of pictures, so it's like a Nerd Junk. Thank you. Nerdjunk @gmail. So it's like a Where's Waldo. So you can see your classmates and stuff. But hurry up, because we're not waiting 2 months, because last time everybody got mad. Talking about, I kept saying it and y'all kept playing it. We ain't doing that. It's getting, and then once they gone, they gone. So if you want to get in on a class picture, hurry up and send. Yeah, you can send the littles too. They a part of WOIU. Yeah. Yes. Them babies study more than y'all sometimes. Hello. And the littles can go in there too. You said I'm definitely gonna be in this one. Okay. Yeah. So come on, so you can be in the class. They be in here studying. Y'all sure can. They a part. Don't be hating on them trying to not get them their degree and put them in the class, and y'all done made them sit in here and listen to me holler and scream for 4 years. Does anyone remember the name of what is causing these sinus pains and congestion? You said, let me make sure these locks is locking right. You can send an old picture, new picture, whatever. You're right. Y'all done made them sit in class and then don't want them to be in. We see how y'all is. Y'all acting like Gad, the brother of Gunda Forrest. Hello. No, she don't need scream names. We just need pictures. That's all we doing. We just doing pictures just like this. Now, it might not look like this. She gonna design something else. Yeah, but I mean, you don't gotta put your kids in there. It's up to you. But if they are part of WOIU and they study and they come in here, why they can't be in the class picture too? You said I put my son. He's always answering Thea. Yeah, he deserves it. They didn't sit in here hours and hours and hours. I mean, you don't have to. It's up to you. But it be your own people. And don't be wanting to let my babies so they can say they was in the university when they was 3. Hello. They be answering questions, yelling at the TV just like y'all sneaking in class. But yeah, so whoever wants to be in a class picture, you've got to send your email quickly to nerdn3rdjunk@gmail.com. Yep. And just send your pictures in. She said this morning she texted me, she said she already had 39. So if you know anybody else that's in the community that might not have been in class lately, can you please email them? Because folks, I know we going through stuff. Folks have stuff they ain't in class. So if you know some other students, you might email them and say it's class picture time. Send it to Nerd Junk so you can get in, so we can know who you is. Okay? So we can know who you is. That's so crazy. We about to do another one of these. It's so exciting. Yeah. Sarabi! Right. I don't know. I hope Sarabi... Right, because Nathan Show be hitting folks over their head. Hello. Between him and all of our other CERCA littles. You said, I tried emailing it several times yesterday. It would not go through. N3RD. Not N-E. N3. N3RD. Because nerd is not spelled with an E in this one. It's a 3. It should have went through. Nerd, it's nerdjunk@gmail.com. Right. Try it with a capital N. Maybe that might do something. Yeah, that's it right there. You just need one picture. Yeah, it's Nerd Junk. at gmail.com, right? You just need one. You don't need a whole bunch. You just put your favorite picture or whatever picture you want of yourself so we can see your face. Because mind you, it's probably just going to only be your face so she can fit everybody in. Okay, so if you want to be in the WOIU class picture for 22, basically it'll just be saying 25, 26 school year. That's what we're going to say, right? But it's really from whenever. You just didn't get to be in the other one. But we'll probably put the 2025, 2026 school year on there. Or I don't know how she's going to do it. We'll get something together. But you said laughing. I set my phone down to use the restroom and heard you in the other room. Hilarious. Mari was calling you. So Mari called you first. And then she said, I was in the bathroom. Dang. You said the Cabbage Patch Dolls. Right. Get them in there now. It's just going to be this part of you. Okay? Sorry. You was boo-booing. I'm sorry. That's how I be feeling when I be going to the bathroom. I gotta hurry up because my kids, I don't know what they about to get into. Let me hurry up and get out here because I don't know what they gonna be getting said in class. Okay, it's the same thing. I don't get to stay in the bathroom long either because I can't trust y'all. The Queen Mari is dropping snacks down. Queen throwing airplanes. Joy in here sneaking everybody a little drink or something. You ain't said, she said you need, get what you need. If you want some juice, or what kind you need. Right. Classy lady then handed out all the answers to the questions because she's the teacher. Hello, I can't trust y'all. I can't trust y'all. I gotta run to the bathroom and come back real fast. I don't know what's Don't you be giving out them answers no more. Talking about I got the cheat codes for 22 cents. What you need? All right, you better have your change. Have your stuff. I got the answers. I got them. I got the answers to the test and to the quiz. What you need? You said and do. Right. I can't trust y'all. I got 22 cents. I got 22 cents for you. That's what I need. So anyway, Happy New Year, y'all. If I don't see y'all, you said cue my Wednesday Fright night dance in the hallway. That part. Listen, if I don't see y'all tonight, I do love y'all, and I'm grateful for the learning that we do here and that we've been able to do together for almost 4 years. It has been a blessing to my soul and to my mind and to my whole existence. You hear me? I love y'all. I do. We made it through the fire. It's been a difficult challenge, but we made it. We is here. We might be black. We might be ugly, but we is here. No. All right. Y'all see y'all later.